You guys, we're not even out of ads. I'm trying to post on social media and you guys are having a party in the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We're going to pop in a little bit before the ads are over. I try not to say too much before ads are over because I don't want anyone to feel left out. But man, you guys, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much to the folks that just subbed. Holy cow. BJ, thank you for gifting that to the vampire itself as well. BJ, if you don't want your gift subdoodle, I'm going to assume you're gifting it to Vampire itself, so let me know otherwise. But I guess for anybody who just subbed, I'll really quickly show you what the subdoodle thing is. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, John Kelly Draws. We had some ads going. I was trying to hold out, but you guys are starting hype trains while I'm still, I'm still in the ads. Thank you. That really is flattering, and it means a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. For anyone who just got subbed or gifted a sub, those of you who purchased the sub are welcome to a subdoodle if you'd like. If you're not already in the sub zoo, I can draw you something. If you're already in the sub zoo, I can add something. Here's where we're at so far. It's a Kaijun themed sub zoo. So there's me. I'm the zookeeper. It's a little crazy in here, but don't worry, everyone's fine. It's only the buildings that are in trouble. Everything else is fine. But yeah, we're doing Kaijun themed because it's Kaijun. It's like a little art challenge that I've always wanted to participate in and never seem to have time for. So this is about as close to participating as I get. But anyway, if you want to be added, let me know. Or you can gift your subdoodle like to the person you gifted it to or to someone else in chat. So just let me know if you'd like it. And thank you again, everybody. I appreciate that. If you're already if you gift, the way it works basically is if you gift 5 subs at once, that's how you get color, like a bomb. And then 10 or more, we just start doing giveaways and I panic. So anyway, that's how it works. Thank you guys. I'm gonna write some names down really fast so I don't forget to check in later. For the people, where's my pen? I'm all flustered already. Ads are fine. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to put them early just to get them out of the way. And it also eliminates pre-roll ads for everybody. So I appreciate you guys putting up with the ads. Thank you so much. Let's see. We got from Shark Geek, from Mustache Mike, and possibly the vampire itself, I think. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Shark Geek. Can't spell. How is everybody? We are going to be doing birds today, actually. So I guess I should write 3s instead of the E's, huh? But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to switch over and do the art gym stuff here in a second, but I do want to say hi to everyone and just, again, thank you to everybody who's here early. That really does help with hitting those numbers, especially as the stream goes on. So yeah, thank you. It means a lot. I know that not everybody can sub, and I don't want anyone to feel like subbing is the only way to support. It certainly helps, but honestly, the ad revenue helps a lot too. So thank you guys for putting up with that. It's also our stretch break time, so hopefully everybody's stretched. You saw an enormous rainbow fish. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You thought you were looking at a kaiju? Oh my gosh, who did this? Anonymous. Anonymous, thank you so much for that gift. That is so kind of you. Seriously, thank you so much. Well, if your name is on here, it means you either have a sub that you just purchased or you got gifted a sub that was not claimed by the purchaser. So I'm just assuming that the gifted sub is for you to have a sub doodle. So let me know. And Slappy, you are not late. John Kelly Draws, if you are in the chat, I believe you've just been gifted a sub. So if you'd like to be, I don't know who Anonymous was. Or wait, should we make an anonymous kaiju? That might be kind of fun. Maybe I'll do like a little tiny one in sunglasses just peeking out just for the heck of it. just because I appreciate folks who sub, whether they want to be named or not. So John Kelly Draws, you let me know if you want to be in the sub zoo. I'm going to put your name here. And if you don't, that's okay too. But thank you so much. Question mark kaiju. That would be very funny, actually. Ongoy. So here's the sub zoo again. If anybody who has just gifted a sub or a doodle that was not claimed by the gifter, or if you purchased a sub and you're not currently in here, just let me know. Here's some examples of, like, I can design you one too. People have said, like, I want a sea slug kaiju, or I want, I think I designed this sea slug or sea dragon kaiju for somebody, or here somebody wanted a fire kaiju, so I did a fire kaiju. So feel free if you are on the list. I have a whole bunch of names here of people who have not claimed their subdoodles yet. So if you see your name on this list, it's also in the Discord. And today's actually the last day of Kaijun. So at the end of today, hopefully, unless I get super behind, I'll get this posted in the Discord so people can go screenshot theirs, use it, you know, or color it. I'll do a colorable version as well, since people seem to like that last month. But anyway, that's the Kaijun Sub-Zoo, and thank you all for participating in it. I appreciate you. Okay, but today we're actually doing this. John Clay Jaws, yeah, think of one and just let me know. You can also DM a mod, like if I miss it in chat, it's not intentional. I'm just kind of bad at chat sometimes. But thank you all for being here. Welcome to the art gym. Welcome to, hopefully, the final days of the partner push. We'll see. I really, really appreciate everybody being here early, like I said. Thank you for helping spread the word about the partner push. I've been getting so many, like, people messaging me saying that they were talking about the push and the stream, or even talking about the Vaquita. Honestly, it warms my heart. So many folks have said that they've just, like, been talking to kids or talking to friends or bringing up the Vaquita in their own stream. It makes me happy, and it really helps, like, you guys are helping raise awareness about an animal that's about to be gone, so that means a lot, and I really appreciate that. So I hope everybody knows that. And that is, for anyone just popping in here, that is why I'm pushing for partner. Just, I know I've done this little intro basically every stream this month, but that's just part of it, I think. I'll probably be less intense about it. Well, maybe not less intense about caring about the Vaquita, but less constant with the chat about this, so thank you for tolerating it for my regular viewers. But if you're just popping in, I'm pushing for partner here on Twitch to try and get on the front page for Save the Vaquita Day. Once I get partnered, if they accept me, I'll be applying within the next week or two for sure. I still haven't quite decided when the best time to apply is, but thank you guys for helping me keep the numbers up through this. But hopefully I can get on the front page and spread the word, help spread the word about the Vaquita. And if anybody is a streamer and you want to do some kind of like Vaquita Day event, I'm thinking about putting together at the very least like a list, I don't know if it's like a mini event about anybody who wants to do a stream that week or around Vaquita Day or even on Vaquita Day. I don't know if I'll be able to organize a raid train unless everybody's streams just line up really well. But anyway, if you're interested in that, let me know somehow. If I miss a DM from you, you can always put it in the Discord too. But if you're interested, I've talked to a few folks who are interested, so keep me posted. I'd love to put something together possibly this October. It is October 4th. And I think I updated my command about it. I think. Did I do that? Yes. See, right? I don't know why I'm pointing. You guys can see on the chat. Anyway, there's the information if you want it. And thank you all for helping out, seriously. And thank you guys for this hype train. That was really, really sweet and very unexpected right at the start of stream. Means a lot. And does help, actually. For those who I haven't talked about it a lot, but my cost of living is going up in August, it looks like. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do about that. May have to give up my studio. I don't want to. I think I can last a few months, but we'll just have to see how things go. So every little bit helps. I appreciate that. Yeah, looking forward to Vaquita Day too. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's get into the art gem. So for anybody who hasn't been here before for an art gem, basically it's a community draw along, and we're going to talk a little bit about like anatomy and how to draw wings today. That's the theme for today. No crime, ongoing, no crime. Yeah, so basically what you do, we have a little command for it actually, because I'm not totally awake and my brain is farting. Pardon me. Oh, thank you, Amaze. Amaze already did it. It's right there. So if you want to participate, you can join the Discord. It's here. You can read about it in chat. And I think I already posted that link, but there it is again. And if you want to participate in the show and tell at the end, please be sure that the stuff you're showing, it doesn't have to be wings, like if you're not feeling like drawing that today. It just needs to be something that's like foundational art practice or observational study. Okay, so it's basically stuff you're drawing from observation, not imagination. That's the big thing. So if a lot of what you're drawing, like if you're doing fan art or personal characters or world building, those things are great. And if you're using reference to make those things happen, awesome. But that's not quite the same thing as a study. So a study is going to be, it's kind of like, the reason we call it the art gym is it's like the less fun, basically, part of art making. And for me, I need accountability. I wouldn't be doing these studies if not for you guys. So thank you for showing up to help. And also, if you're here for the push, thank you for showing up for that too. Cliff asks, are there a few vaquitas in captivity to aid in their survival? Unfortunately, Cliff, there are not. Yeah. So there's fewer than 20 left in the wild. A few years ago, they tried to capture a few to start a captive breeding program. I think it was like 2017 or 19. I can't remember. It was before 2020. And unfortunately, Unfortunately, a female vaquita died, which is devastating for a population this low. You really need, especially your females, you really need them to be alive, right? To be able to reproduce and create more babies. So they are not doing any captive breeding programs right now. They're not even, they were trying to do like a wild pen captive breeding, like it was, I don't know. I haven't really looked into like what happened, but basically it just was not good. And so they're not going to try that again until the population numbers are higher, unfortunately. But if you want to know more, if anybody wants to know more about the vaquitas, you can always at any time in chat type in "save the vaquita." There it is, I think. And you can find some links to last year's Save the Vaquita Day presentation, where you can hear from a ton of scientists and people who are out there doing field studies on these animals. And you can learn all about the animals. And yeah, they did collect some DNA. I don't know if it's, I mean, possibly. We're definitely not there with cloning technology, unfortunately, but potentially in the future. The problem with it is if you don't have enough variety, a cloned vaquita of like a single individual would probably still not save the species. So we're just not there yet with that kind of tech. Maybe it won't be for a while. Who knows? But the good thing about the DNA they collected was that we were able to do a genetic study about these animals. Sorry, we're already getting in it on the vaquitas, but I love talking about them. And if you want to read about what they learned, one of the things they learned is that even though there's a small number still alive, they have survived what they call genetic bottlenecking before. So this means that they are a species that is actually resistant to genetic bottlenecking. Is basically a really nice way of saying inbreeding. So if you look at the European starling here in America, that's my favorite example of this type of animal that's just like resistant to this, because basically all European starlings are related to the original like 10 or something that were released here. So they're basically clones. So anyway, vaquitas are one of those animals that can survive this. And they cloned a black-footed ferret from a genome. Oh, that's awesome. I actually didn't know about that, Charlie's Dragon. Very cool. The last I had heard about cloning to save species is that it was not really yet something they could use. But I guess if you can add it to the variety, yes. So that's true. They did also do that, I think, with now that I'm thinking about it, there's another species that I can't remember that they did that for as well, to add variety. It was a bigger animal. I can't remember. But the thing with that is it's not like they go extinct and then they can clone the individual and save the species, right? Like, I guess maybe that's how I read the question. So maybe I misread. But yes, we can possibly clone to reintroduce. I mean, that would be great, actually, if they could do that for that vaquita. I just don't know if they've done that successfully with the cetacean. Anyway, I'm wondering out loud. Let me scroll up and say hi to everybody really fast, and then we're going to get started. If you want to draw something else, like I said, as long as it is something from observation or found for the purposes of learning, feel free to share it in the art gym. If you just want to share some other art, though, there's lots of places in the Discord to share that. And we actually have a showcase, a monthly art showcase, that's happening tomorrow, or Wednesday. I think it's happening Wednesday, yeah, the 2nd. And the last day to submit is today. So the deadline is today for the showcase. ! Showcase if you want to learn more. Okay. Let's see who we got here. Let's see. Vampire itself got first. Welcome in. Congrats. Good morning to you too. Random Macaroni. Hello. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Corzi, hello. Thank you so much for being here and for everybody for lurking. Pyro got second. Hi, Pyro. Appreciate you. Dracon and Santroa. Hello. Neilf. Go to the CAG. Just Casey's art gym. The CAG. How do I feel about that? I'm going to think about that for a little bit. But thank you so much for being here, Neilf. I appreciate your enthusiasm and your support. Lithium Art, welcome and thank you for the lurk. Amaze, thank you for pinning that, by the way. If anyone ever needs a reference and you can't find the pin to my Pinterest board, you can always type !ref, and that's going to get you the same link. But thank you, Amaze. Well, since we're doing wings today, I don't have a specific, folder to send you to. I'm going to be pulling from the avian folder for wings. I'm going to be pulling from the small mammals folder for bats, and I'm going to be pulling possibly from the arthropod folder for insect wings. So we'll see how far we get today. But if you want to do some wing studies, don't think you have to be limited to feathered wings. If you've never studied a bat wing, if you've never looked at bat anatomy, this is maybe a good opportunity to do so. and show us what you learn. If you've never studied an insect wing, I feel like a lot of people, myself included, have not spent a lot of time doing that. I know I probably need to do more, so I might do that today. Anyway, just some ideas there. And Mustache Mike, thank you again. I appreciate you. Welcome in, welcome in. Beans, hello, hello. It's good to see you, Beans. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for being in chat. I really appreciate you. And of course, again, Shargy, thank you so much for that Prime sub. That's really sweet of you to spend that here. Blue Skittle, hey, it's good to see ya. Thanks for dropping in. Ernesto, welcome in. Who else am I missing here? Let's see, Cliff and John Kelly and Quasimodo. Hi. Thank you so much for coming in, first time chatter. I appreciate you dropping into chat. Let's see. Who am I feel like I'm really behind today. Sorry, everybody. Zushi, hello. Also, this music is too quiet. Hold on. I need to wake up more than this is allowing me to. So let's try something a little more energized. Okay, here we go. Yeah, same. Definitely looking forward to Viki today. We'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic that we're gonna make it for the partner push. I'm still not really certain what day to apply. It's either gonna be today or next week. Because I've heard now that possibly like the day you submit is they just backdate automatically maybe for 30 days. And so if they do that without looking at any of my numbers or my streams, then I won't hit the 2 30-day marks required to have 8 streams in each 30-day segment. So there's a possibility I may have to wait till the 9th to submit for the push. Ugh. I would love to submit now. I would love to be, through it. Plus, I know they're also looking for Artist Alley applicants right now. And who knows, maybe if they get a partner push application saying, hey, I'm going to mention that I applied to TwitchCon in the application too, and talk about community and stuff. But who knows, maybe that would be a point in my favor. I have no idea. So I don't want to wait too long to submit because I know that they are making those decisions right now. But I did get an email that they're pushing back the announcement. For anyone who's curious about Artist Alley, they're pushing back the announcement on who gets in or whatever until the 16th. And that's for all content, I think. For anybody who's going to TwitchCon, unless you have like a special deal with them maybe, and you're like a special guest, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. I would love to go. So I'm trying to figure out the best timing for everything. Let's see. Jack Lantern, hello. You're not late at all. Nobody is late. Everybody is right on time. Twitch chatters arrive precisely when they mean to. Didn't you know? Dangerous Buttons, welcome in. Also, Charlie's Dragon, if I didn't say hello. Thank you for being here. Fable Maple, hello. Let's see. Christmas Cat, welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome to Wing Study Day. I'm getting down to the bottom here. Miss Art Rules and Artie Gob. It's so good to see everybody. Don't forget my game. Oh, thank you for the reminder. Yes, we have to do a prediction. So if anybody wants to do a prediction, let me get that pulled up here. Oh, and I guess if anybody wants to help with anything here, here's my Blue Sky link. I don't have a post on Instagram. I think I posted on my... Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at all of the social medias. Nope, apparently I don't have an Instagram command, so there we are. That's something else I should probably do. I can't spell. Hold on. Help. What's going on? Thank you for whoever just made the prediction. I'm so behind. Yeah, I thought I had an Instagram command, but maybe not. Yeah, appreciate that, Amaze. Okay. I think I'm still trying to make a post on... Does anybody actually use the Twitch Stories feature? I think I'm just going to repost my Insta story there. But okay, we're live. We're at the art gym. We're doing the thing. Okay. Let me close everything just so that nothing crashes. I'm always worried about crashes when I have Firefox open. Whoops. There we go. Alright, now we have mod view. I'm so behind, you guys. I'm sorry. You might hear other sounds. Hold on. Sorry. There we go. Okay. I think I'm ready to start. I think I did all the things. So yeah, there is a prediction going for how many studies I will get to today. Feel free to vote. 1, 2, or 3, or many more if you want to. I don't know how much time you have. Maybe like 10 minutes. Who knows? Maybe 5 minutes. Feel free to vote. Braden is such sludge yesterday in the middle of a heat wave. Oh, I'm so sorry. I had to. He said to stay warm out there. Oh no. I bet they were like, no. I would rather not. Thank you. It's okay, Sloppy. I'm sure, you know, you can just blame the heat. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, that's true, Charlie's Dragon, and they can easily accomplish that. How good would you say at doing winning wings? I'm not sure what you mean, Miss Art Rules. I'm here to study and learn, so I'm here to learn right along with you all. I need to get water, actually. Hold on. Okay. Forgot to fill up my water bottle. Okay, there we go. Now we're actually ready. Everybody have hydration? Thank you, Ms. Art Rules. Wings! Exactly. Exactly. Alright, so, wing studies. Let's see. This is actually a screenshot from a wing study we did like months and months ago, so I'll probably end up talking about the same thing here in just a sec, but I am going to pull up some different references. So first off, I want to start with like an anatomy study. I think it's really helpful to know where the bones go, basically, before you jump into trying to figure out the wings. So I have, if you go into the avian section of my Pinterest board, there's an anatomy folder. I'll just link that in the chat if anybody wants it. But if you're going to be doing bird wings today, highly recommend doing a couple of studies from those, from something, whether it's skeleton or a muscle study. But there's a ton of really helpful breakdowns, basically. Here, I'll show you guys. In this folder. One of my favorites, if you're looking at like wing anatomy, like feather layering, is this one right here. It's specifically talking about character design in this image, but I still think it's really helpful. It talks about the ventral and the dorsal side, which we are going to talk about a little bit. It talks about some like how the anatomy works inside of the wing. It's basically an arm, as they illustrate here. And it talks about, like, shows you what you're seeing when it's folded, which I think is really helpful. So if you want to do some side-by-sides, they don't name all the parts of the wing, but they talk about how you can draw wings in a way that is anatomically accurate. And I don't know, it makes me smile. I really like it. But there's some other ones too that are just straight up like anatomy studies as well. So like, you know, there's you can like pull some of these. I'll probably pull one of these that show the wing extended. This is one of my favorites right here. This one talks about the parts of the wing really well, which is nice. So there's lots of good stuff in there if you're looking for it. I should probably find one that does like a musculature breakdown of the wing. I don't know if I really have a good one for that, but yeah, anyway, dig around in there. You'll find a lot of really great references from a lot of really fantastic creature artists and people who study these things from like a zoological perspective. So I think that stuff's super helpful. I'm probably just gonna pull, let's just do, yeah, I think I'm just, ooh, I like this one. Let me actually do this one. Actually, I don't know if that one is articulated correctly. A little bit foreshortened, perhaps. Yeah, maybe I'll do a folded one, actually, because that one didn't... The one I just pulled up actually kind of looked a little bit inaccurate. But there's also similar anatomy studies in the bats folder, so if anybody was going to do like bat wings instead, be sure to try and grab some anatomy before you jump right into doing studies from the image. This is going to help you to prevent the habit of copying versus studying. Remember, the whole purpose of a study is to learn, right? So you don't just want to copy line for line. You want to actually understand the form and the dimensionality of what you're drawing, okay? So if breaking that into shapes or thinking about contour is helpful, but if you find yourself doing guesswork when you're doing that, that's an indicator that you actually need to go back and do a few more anatomy studies or even watch some videos of these animals moving. This is why I always recommend drawing from life because you're going to be able to break down the shapes a lot better. Obviously, I can't have an eagle in my studio. That would probably be a bad time for both of us. So I'm going to be drawing from flat two-dimensional references today. But, you know, we all try to do what we can. If you're able to go outside or go to a zoo or something and do some studies, always recommend doing that kind of thing. That's always going to be more informative than just a flat two-dimensional study when you're able to. Do take advantage of those opportunities as an artist, for sure. Okay. Yeah, let's just do this one. I think this is probably a better one. Well, I don't know. Now I'm torn. I just pinned a bunch of extra wing references in my folder, but I do think I'm actually going to do a folded one instead. Okay, because it shows a really nice example of like the bone structure. Copy image, and let's get started over here. Why is this song so slow? Alright, we'll come back to you, little guy. Do a quick wing study first. Hey, princess, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Community time. Won't have an eagle in your studio with that attitude. I mean, true, but I'm not sure that I want to share space with an eagle. Your sales associate. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Sloppy. Oh, that's so funny, Sloppy. No, Centro, no, I don't drink Red Bull, no. I really don't do that many. Contrary to what it probably appears, I usually don't do a lot of energy beverages. There's been a few times I've had to drink them here on stream, but that's usually when I've had a rough night's sleep, honestly, and I need to be on to stream, but I'm just like running on 2 to 4 hours and dying. I did manage to sleep okay last night. I think I got 5.5, maybe 6 hours total, which is not ideal still, but it's better than I've been getting, so it's just so dang hot. It's hard for me to sleep sometimes. I have a lot on my mind too, which is part of it, I'm sure. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to be focusing specifically today on the wings. I'm not going to do a full skeletal study here of this burb. Just going to do... Sorry for the crackly voice, by the way. I think that's part of the lack of sleep setting in here. But I am going to do a quick, like, proportional study, just to be like, hey, here's the proportions of this animal. It is kind of fun to note things. I don't know if this is called the wishbone on this bird, or if it's like a clavicle. But anyway, it's just, I think they're kind of the same thing, frankly. But you got the keel bone, I do know that. It's a very important bird bone. They have a very interesting anatomy, these guys. Okay, but my main purpose here is proportional checking, right? So I'm not super focused on all the extra bits. I'm trying to think a little bit about like where the knees are. Like these are the knees that I'm drawing right here. Here's the shin bones. Here's basically the ankle. We would call them different things probably in a bird, but the big thing I want to focus on is obviously the wing bones. So this is just to kind of get myself proportionally leveled out here. Okay. There's whatever that is. Okay. Whatever that is an indicator that I have not studied the names of bones very closely, which is something I need to do. Okay. So using like my kind of found knowledge, if you will, of anatomy, like I can kind of pick apart what's happening right here. It could be a really confusing area for you if you're not familiar with anatomy. So I recommend maybe looking at different breakdowns of what bird bones and structures look like before you just jump into this. But I can tell, like, okay, this is the elbow, right up here is the wrist, and then here we have that hand, what we would call a hand bone. But it's like the hands and fingers are basically what become a large part of the wing, like the end, the distal end of the wing, I guess. Let's see. Currently fascinated by bluebirds. You have a pair nesting in your yard. That's awesome. It was interesting not to learn that the blue comes to iridescence. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that, actually. I think the color blue in general is kind of an oddity in nature, so I don't really know much about that, but that's really... I know that like a lot of blackbirds have an iridescent sheen. I didn't realize bluebirds actually had that too. I thought that was the pigment in the feather. That's fascinating. Fellow Casey's, hey! Another Casey, huh? Excellent, excellent. Good to meet you. PJ, welcome in also, by the way. Saw red spotted purple butterfly on your walk this morning. Oh, that's cool. Sorry, this music's loud. One sec. Let me turn this down. Was that loud for anybody else, or is that just me? Maybe it's just me. I'm gonna turn it down on my end. Let me know if the wing, or the music. Let me know if the wing is too loud, guys. Let me know if the music is too loud. I mean, you gave those up to drink straight coffee. Oh, yeah. I don't really do coffee typically. Yeah. And thank you again, by the way, everybody who is here early. It really does help with the push numbers. I super appreciate it. If anybody would like to help with that and you're like not sure what the best way to help with the push is, getting here as early as possible is super helpful. So my stream schedule, if anyone needs it, I'll be back on this afternoon, by the way, if anybody wants to mark their calendar. But there's my stream schedule if you want to make notes. You can also just turn on notifications here on Twitch is a good way. If you get Twitch notifications, just make sure that bell icon is clicked or whatever you have to do to make sure that it pops up. And then you can also get pings and notifications on my Discord. I post on Blue Sky and Twitter usually when I'm live, and also Instagram stories. So those are kind of the three main ways I communicate that I'm live on social media. And then, of course, yeah, I have a whole channel for stream pings on my Discord, so you can turn notifications on for that channel if you'd like to, or you can just give yourself the stream pings role. As long as you have role mentions enabled in my Discord server, like you have that not muted, basically in the notification settings, that should work. Let me know if anything's not working, but as far as I know, those things are working for people. So those are the ways if you'd like to help get here early. You could turn notifications on during the push. Totally feel free to, I mean, obviously feel free not to. I understand I get very overwhelmed with notifications on my phone, so no worries if that doesn't work for you. But if you'd like to help, that is turning notifications on just so that you're able to get here a little earlier. It does help a heck of a lot. And I know a lot of people have done that, and I appreciate that a lot. It's really you guys making the push happen, so I appreciate everybody doing that. Right, save. Lurking like a pro. Tuttle, you are. Thank you so much for lurking like a pro. I appreciate you. You are the real pro here. And Moxie, how's it going? Welcome in. AJ, oh, we have a Draw Me an Animal redeem. Okay, well, I just finished this little wing or I guess skeletal study, so it'd be a good time to transition into that and do a little warm-up doodle. Rambling Court Jester, welcome in. You saw a bee fly right into a bell? That's a real hump. It's a real humdinger. Oh my gosh. Throwing cheese. Okay. For half a second, I thought it was a real story. Almost got me. Almost got me. Let's see. Okay, so Draw Me an Animal. When does the push end? I don't know, Dan the BC Man. I think it ends when I get partner. I don't know. I think if I've done my math right, then I think tomorrow, if all of the streams hit that 75 viewer average, or more. I mean, more is better, honestly, because it just makes it less close to the mark, and I think it kind of encourages Twitch to see that there's, like, we're not just barely making it, you know. But if today's streams, so like if this stream and this afternoon stream hit the number, and then tomorrow's stream hits the number, then tomorrow should be the final in the 16 days required. And then I just have to wait until both sets of 8 days fall in 2 30-day periods each. So I need 8 days in the first month, and then I need 8 days in the second month. It's still a little confusing whether it's streams or days. I think technically if it's just streams, then I've already hit the 16 for the streams, but that would mean to give it that whole wait time of 2 30-day segments, I would have to like wait to apply until the 9th. And then if it's days, I think I have to wait till the 11th to apply. But if it doesn't matter and they can just see that you've got all of it, then I can apply on potentially as early as Tuesday or Wednesday. Probably Wednesday, just to give me some time to finish my application and get it spell checked and stuff, and proofread. But yeah, so I think that's when the push ends. Hopefully, would be, well, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say the push is over until you have partner, I guess. But I was just kind of focusing on those 16 days. But I mean, if anybody wants to keep lurking after I've submitted, that will also help. Because what they don't want to see is that you've submitted and then everybody left. So I guess I probably shouldn't have done like a daily countdown. I was just trying to like keep people updated on how many more days I needed to hit the minimum 16 required. So technically the push isn't over until I'm partner, but the like hardcore, I need these numbers to be able to apply part, hopefully will be over tomorrow. So does that make sense? I'm probably doing this poorly, so I apologize if anything I've done is confusing. I'm confused too, so if that makes you feel any better, we can just be confused together. Cheers. But thank you for asking, Dan, and thank you for being here. Hey, Septic, good to see you too. Cold Shower calls me, happy to give a contribution. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who is lurking. It really does help a lot. Bribewet, welcome in. It's good to see you as well. Let's see. Best to the 11th, then yeah, I would say like to be safe, it goes until the 11th at least. Push 3 is for nope. Nope, Neil, if I'm not even gonna speak it, science might be listening. Oh my gosh, Miss Art Rules, thank you so much for those bits. That's really kind. Sounding suspiciously close to math, Casey. Yeah, I know, right, Fable? That's yeah, that's not a thing I want to even. No, math's hard. Math's hard. Listen. The main reason I did not go into any kind of like scientific field, even though I was kind of interested in that in some aspects, was that I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to pass the math classes needed to get that piece of paper, so just didn't even try. But yeah, you know, we can just talk about the fun science. I shouldn't say that. I know people really like math out there. I struggle with it. It's not, it doesn't captivate the imagination for me in the same way that like the earth sciences and the, you know, zoological stuff does. Okay, I'm supposed to be doing a draw me an animal. I'm so sorry. Math is hard. Math is hard. It's the memorization. It's for me, I think it's like, if I could understand a little more abstractly what makes math interesting, because it basically, like, I like the concept of math, right? Like you can break down all of existence into math in some regards, which I think that concept is really interesting, but like wrapping my head around doing the actual math is the part that I find less interesting. So, I don't know. I'm sure if I could find a way to be like super captivated by it, I feel like that's kind of the trick, right? For anybody is like finding a way to be captivated can be the reason that you succeed in most things in life, I think. And I just haven't quite figured that one out with math. Math as a language is fast. Yes, yeah, I agree, Barbara. The idea of math as a language is really interesting to me, but I just the actual memorizing formulas and remembering which ones apply to what situations, and like being able to look through all of the jargon to like think about what you're actually describing, I think is the part that I'm like, this is a little tedious for me. And I can barely focus to like do mundane tasks, so I don't want to do a lot of math. No, I feel like I'm doing plenty of math even to figure out what day to apply for partner. So, and that's like basic math. I think I'm at my capacity. My math capacity? Sorry. Okay, let's get into what I'm supposed to be doing. The hoop. Is it hoopu or hoop? I don't actually know how to pronounce this bird. Ah! What happened? We're stuck in a loop of confusion. There we go. Somehow I managed to unpause my stream. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Is that what I sound like? I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyway. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Okay. Let's draw a hoop. No, you don't need to clip that. That's fine. It's okay. Casey just in a loop of confusion is fine. We don't need to remember that. let's get back to what I'm doing. Draw me an animal. So this is a little diversion for anybody who's just popping in for the art gym. You're like, what is this? This does not look like studies. You're right. It's not studies. This is a game that we play. You can play it about every half hour, and you use channel points to redeem it. The only thing is we ask that you don't put any hints in the chat. Okay, so I think I know what this animal is, but I'm terrible about remembering its markings. So we're going to do it. I think it's a hoop or hoopo. How do you say this? Hey, Rue, it's good to see you. Yeah, exactly, PJ. Me too. I can't even master English, much less math. Did I like geometry? Well, I think of the maths, geometry was the easiest for sure. It made the most sense, but I was a bad student in math classes in high school. I feel a lot of remorse about it now as an adult, especially as an adult who was a teacher. We were not kind, my friends and I, in my geometry class. And we had a geometry teacher that we did not enjoy. And we goofed off a lot and probably made his life harder. And I feel bad in hindsight, but you know, we were kids and I can't take it back. So whenever I think of geometry, I think of this teacher who, granted, I still don't think probably had the best teaching methods as a teacher, and that's probably why we didn't enjoy it, but we still should have been a little better behaved and a little more respectful. I mean, I wasn't disrespectful in like, anyway, I'm not going to get into that. We just, outside of class, we definitely did not enjoy and discussed frequently how much we did not enjoy that class, and in hindsight, I feel a little bit of remorse about that, so. But no, in class, I still tried to, yeah, pay attention as much as I was able to. It's just, my brain was like, nope, I don't care. It's not a good time for probably anybody. Okay, so yeah, it was definitely an appropriate place to loop, I guess. Yeah, I think word problems helped a little bit, pumpkin pie, but I think in general, I think a certain type of brain is probably better geared for math absorption, and my brain is just a little more creative problem solving, and I like gray areas and squishing them around, and you don't really get to do that very much with math. So okay, which is why I enjoy art and writing and a lot of other things like discussion about history, those sorts of things. Yes, Briboette, that's what I would recommend doing, is looking at the avian section on the Pinterest, or looking at the maybe if you want to do insect wings, looking at arthropods. Small mammals is where you'll find bats, that kind of thing. Okay, I'm gonna get started on this. And yeah, glad you made it back home safe, Rue. Okay. I have 5 minutes to draw what I think a bird, hoopo? Let me know in the chat how you actually pronounce this, and I'll try to remember it. But let's go. I think it's a bird, first of all. I always forget what I feel like it has a crazy silhouette that I really enjoy, but I always forget exactly what its color patterning is. I just haven't spent a lot of time looking at this animal. Maybe I should make like a hoopo character so that I can remember it, because that's kind of the only way I remember anything, frankly. Let's see. This is starting to look like a Roadrunner chicken, which is not accurate, but I just remember it has kind of a life, sort of live. I think I don't even know how I pronounce anything. Sort of a body structure. I feel like it's Roadrunner-ish looking, but I can't remember exactly what it's like. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out though. I just remember that they're like bright orange with like black and white stripes and spots on them. I just don't remember where those things are on the animal. So we're just gonna make it up. I'm gonna do the best I can, and then we're gonna learn about it together. And I'm probably gonna be like, oh, yep, got that wrong. Should probably do like a study on these guys at some point. I wonder what family they're in. Maybe we could do like a specific family of bird or something sometime. We did woodpeckers one time. That was kind of fun. Piciforms? Piciforms? I can't remember how you say that either. I don't know how to pronounce anything. I would love to know the official pronunciation of things. I know they say it doesn't matter as long as you're able to communicate what you're talking about, but there's a part of me that really still just wants to know, like, okay, but how is it intended that you pronounce this? I still can't, I don't know. I'm scarred from my chasm experience as a child. Just like the sheer, holy cow, I've been saying this wrong my whole life feeling. And, yeah, it'd be nice to know how you're supposed to say stuff. I don't remember what you look like, bird. I don't recall. But this is, I'm gonna say, a hoopoe. I just feel like I remember them having like dark and white stripe bits all around. White legs, maybe? I don't know. That looks like too much white. Let's do black legs. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's do some spots just for fun. It's looking very woodpeckery. And maybe a gray beak. There we go. Okay, there is my attempt at a hoopoe? Some kind of bird. Definitely a bird, for sure. There we are. So this is the Draw Me Animal game. It's just where I guess, basically. Oh wait, I still have like 3 minutes. I don't have anything else to add to this because I don't know what else it could be. Maybe I'll just do, I feel like they actually spend a lot of time, at least the pictures I've seen, they're like clinging to reeds and stuff. So I think they kind of live in like this mid-zone area, but I could be wrong. We're gonna learn about it. I'm just gonna do some grass. We'll just do some grass in the background, I guess. Oh, that's not the background. Whoops. Oops. Wrong layer. There we go. We found the background layer. Good job, everybody. I guess by everybody I mean me. And let's do a little bit of this. That's a terrible color for the dirt. Okay. Well, worst background ever, but you know what? It's just a Draw Me an Animal game, so it's okay. I want to learn about it. Let's go see how close I got. Schooling was wasted on a younger me. I love... Yeah, exactly. I know. I think we're just... Part of it is like human psychology, right? It's just that we're all so social at that age. It's when you're kind of learning who you are and how you want to be, and you're really interested in your peers and what they think of you and what you think of them and all that stuff, and you just get so easily distracted at that age. But yeah, this is why being a lifelong learner is not only important, but possible. So just because, you know, school didn't work when you were younger, it doesn't mean it can't work now. So, and you don't have to pay for school either. There's lots of education online. Just got to make sure that you get the right info. But anyway, I digress. Let's check it out and see what a hoopy. Ha! Oh my gosh. Who did the thing? Okay, well, I mean, I didn't get... Okay, so I didn't get the colors right, but you guys can see why how I got to where I got, right? You guys can see, like what I was thinking, right, with this guy. Ah, man, there's the white. I knew there was like a stripe on some of them. I know there's like 4 or 5 subspecies. I did not do the beak long enough. I always forget how long their beak is. It's almost like a hummingbird. I wonder if it's like a nectar feeder. Okay, well, I definitely made mine more like a woodpecker with a crazy hairdo, but I got the tail stripe right, at least. Yeah, I put spots on there. Should have just done stripes. I gotta remember, like, it's got like a striped pattern on it instead. But anyway, this is the hoopy bird. I don't know how to say it. Hoopoo. I think hoopoo, maybe. A colorful bird found in Africa, Asia, and Europe, and notable for their distinctive crown of feathers, which can be raised or lowered at will. 2 living and 1 extinct species. Oh, there's only 2. For many years, both extant species were lumped into a single species. Okay, I actually thought there were more subspecies. Maybe there's more subspecies and just 2 distinct ones? No, it looks like just 2. Okay, so there's 2 species. No subspecies, apparently. I wonder if there's a subspecies of this one. Oh, no, there are! Okay, I was gonna say, I thought there were a ton. So there's 8 subspecies of the Eurasian hoopoo. Let's see how many there are of this one. Any subspecies of the African hoopoo? It looks like right now they are pretty much... It was previously considered a subspecies, but was split due to its vocalizations and small differences in plumage. Some taxonomists still consider all 3 species conspecific. Some authorities also keep the African and Eurasian hoopoe together, but split the Madagascar hoopoe. Oh, so there are 3... Okay. Wait, hold on. I need to read some things. Okay, so we're saying there's 8. Okay, we're saying there's 8 hoopoes, and there's some debate whether or not the African hoopoe is its own species, basically. So this one, the bright green, might be a separate and distinct species from the orange one. Could also be an example of maybe a ring species too. We've talked about those before. But anyway, this is where you can find these birds. That's actually a pretty broad spread, frankly. There's a very good chance if you live in any of these areas that you've probably seen a hoopoe. That's super cool. They seem very exotic to me because I've never seen one before, but I guess if you grow up around it, it's probably very normal. There you are. Well, if you'd like to learn more about the hoopoe, whose name I still don't know how to pronounce, maybe somebody in chat said something because I did accidentally pause my chat. There is a link to the wiki page, and that was the Draw Me an Animal game. So thank you for participating. I'm going to say I got this one. I got like an 80%, you know, I got part of the way there. I didn't make the beak long enough. I couldn't remember the stripes. I don't remember they have stripes everywhere. Not spots. They have stripes all over. They're wearing a striped jacket. Okay, maybe next time. I think I've done that bird before too, and I always get the colors wrong. So anyway, thank you so much for submitting the hoopoe bird. Oh, Miss Art Rules tried to get me. I saw it that time, but I do enjoy the beats. You took geometry over a summer. Sorry, I have to pause for the jam. Online high school program. It was the best math class you've ever taken. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, scrolling. Yeah, I think it's hard. Like, even, I think you can tell kids those things, but kids don't, some kids care and some don't. And it's really hard to teach that, especially at an older age. I think if you start that kind of instruction at a younger age, maybe this is the elementary school teacher in me talking, but I think if you can like teach all things to kids and let them know this isn't just so you learn this topic, it's teaching your brain how to think. And if your brain doesn't learn how to think now, it's going to struggle to do so later. I think that's an important conversation, but again, some kids are going to have that long view on their life from a young age. I feel like I had that as a kid, and like some other friends of mine did, but then, you know, not every kid, brains develop differently, and a lot of it has to do with your environment and how valued that kind of thing is in the home life. I would say it was highly valued at my home, and so that's probably why I feel that way, not because I was like a special kid or anything. A lot of it goes back to parenting. And a lot of parents don't have time or don't care enough to impart that kind of thinking to their kids. So, or just don't know that they should. It's a very complex thing. Anyway. Sounds like your consumer ed teacher. You still think the... I don't know what consumer ed is, actually. Dan the BC Man. Do you think bad teachers knew they were bad? I think some probably do and some don't care. And I do think there's a segment that genuinely think that just delivering information makes them a good teacher because they were never taught how to teach or they were never shown how to teach. I think a lot of it has to do with whether or not you... Oh man, you guys are going to get me on my pedagogy. my pedagogy rant now. I think... Let me look up a reference while I'm working this out. I think... If you're going to go into teaching, I always tell people who are thinking about going into teaching, do not do it unless you are able to get into a program that requires student teaching as part of the learning. You need to be able to be in a classroom because there's so much stuff that you're just not going to get in, like, while getting your degree. You've got to go in a classroom. You've got to spend time there. And if you're in a program that doesn't do that, find time to go into a classroom. Ask if you can be a teaching aide. Teachers typically will more than happily take volunteers, and as long as you pass background checks to go to the school, which frankly, if you can't pass a background check to be a volunteer to school, you're probably not going to pass one to be a teacher anyway. But like, if you're thinking about doing that at all, highly recommend, yeah, just going into a classroom and make sure that you have a good student teacher. So one thing I really appreciated was that my program, they made you do secondary and primary student teaching. And so I was in a middle school classroom and an elementary school classroom for 2 semesters. So I had one each, right? Or maybe it was just half a semester. I can't remember actually now. each. But either way, it was a good amount of time spent just in the classroom and getting my credit that way, which is very important. And one thing I appreciated about my secondary teacher was, even though I personally didn't get very much at all from that teacher, unfortunately, I think they were a little bit checked out. They did allow me to go and observe other teachers. So if you get stuck with somebody who's like, you're not really feeling like you're getting very much from, you can put it tactfully and be like, hey, you know, I've gotten a lot, you know, I appreciate that I've been able to observe you for a while. Would you mind if I went and observed some other classrooms? And my teacher's like, yeah, absolutely, which I really appreciated. And I actually learned a whole lot more from just a couple of days observing in a few other teaching classrooms, because I was able to ask them, like, hey, who do you recommend? Like, who do the teachers talk about as like, this person does classroom management, does teaching really well. And then I got some names and I was able to go observe. So it's really important to at least observe, if not help co-teach in a classroom if you're going to be an educator. So I think, I don't know, to answer that question, do bad teachers know that they're bad? I think some do, some don't, and some were never shown what a good teacher looks like. So they don't know that there is a better way to share information. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, anybody out there who's thinking about getting into teaching, highly recommend finding some good people to model your teaching style after, and be willing to accept critique on your way of delivering information, because you can always, I could always be better, everybody could always be better. We're about to be in an ad. I'm going to keep finding my reference. I think I found one, but we are going to stretch during the ads, just FYI. So I'll pause the drawing during the ads, and we're going to do 180 seconds of stretching. If you want to join, feel free to do so. I'll do that once the ads roll. But feel free to, you know, if you want to support the stream, just keep lurking. Just let the stream play. Here's my little, where did it go? Exclamation point push if you want to know how to lurk and also help with the push. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So if you want to help with some ad revenue, it does help go toward paying for the studio. I should know more about what's going on with whether or not I can keep the studio next month. But for now, it does help pay for the studio that I'm in currently. So anyway, stay tuned for more. But yeah, we're going to stretch, get water, get up and walk around if you can. And I'll see you guys after the ads, okay? C+ high schooler, 4.0 GPA, college student. Hey, that's great though. That's great. You know, and that's it. Man, we're going to ramble about education today. You guys are getting me on all the rants early. Yeah, never mind. I'll save that rant for another day. Alright, so we are in ads. I just hydrated and poured water all over myself on stream, so that's extremely exciting. Sorry about that. I am going to do some wing studies. I'm going to pull up a couple of wing shapes that I think are going to be really helpful to learn from. Gosh, I love the way birds of prey wings look. Be careful with foreshortening. Try to do some if you're just learning. Try to do some that are straight on. Who did that first? before you try to attempt anything a little more dynamic. Ooh, I love this. Yeah, we're doing this one. This is a good one. Okay, I found my reference. Let's do a stretch. If you can hear the sound of my voice, feel free to stretch. Sorry, I'm being a little bit perfectionisty. Just let me do this. I'm actually just gonna lay it on top of this one. We'll redraw this whole ventral dorsal thing on the next one, but just to save space, I'm gonna do it right there. So there's my ref that I'm gonna use. But let's stretch. If you can hear the sound of my voice, this is your reminder once an hour to stretch. So I'm gonna arch my back, push my shoulder blades together, and hold for like 20 to 45 seconds. You can also push your neck back to engage and kind of straighten out your spine a little bit. This is my favorite posture stretch. You're going to basically unshrimp yourself. So you're going to take that shrimped, that hunched posture and really kind of overcorrect for about 20 to 45 seconds. And basically the overcorrection is going to stretch out those muscles and kind of help strengthen them. So while you're doing this like pushing your shoulder blades together thing, you want to really push them. Don't just hold them back, but actually like flex, like push them together. And that's going to strengthen your back, your neck, your shoulder muscles, just those little tiny muscles in there that don't get a lot of exercise. Push them together, make them do a little bit of a workout. And then after about 20 to 45 seconds, you're going to unarch your back. So you're basically overarching and then relaxing. What this is going to do is take you from this hunched position and overcorrect and strengthen muscles and then relax. And you can do it a few times if you want to. I recommend doing it anytime you're sitting. Maybe you drive a lot. Maybe you're at your desk a lot. Anytime you notice your shoulders kind of coming forward, that's when I usually do it. So we can also do a few wrist rotations or a carpal tunnel stretch if you prefer. I'm just going to do some wrist rotations right now because I think I need to limber up a bit. Hoop-o-e is how you say it? Wow, I'm behind in chat. Hold on, let me scroll down. Thank you for coming in, Quasi. Let's see. Yeah, it's tough, Sloppy. Chasm? Chasm can be pronounced with a soft ch and a hard k, can't it? I don't know. I think it's chasm. When I was a kid, I said chasm a lot. Because I would read books, like adventure books, that talked about, like, people jumping across a chasm or, like, something being falling into a big chasm. But I'd never heard that word said, so I always said chasm. And I didn't realize till middle school that I was saying it wrong. Bird, hello, welcome in, Bird. It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. You pronounced society so incorrectly and only realized when you had to read something in class and everyone laughed at you. Oh, that's the worst. I've done that before too. Yeah, I've done that before too, where you don't realize it until you're reading something out loud. Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. There should be an amnesty day each year where people who are embarrassed to ask normally can ask about pronunciation, but we should call it Worcester. Oh my god, no, John, that is evil. Worcestershire? Is that how you say it? I still don't know how to say that word. Worcester? I have no idea. How do you pronounce the sauce? It's the worst. I feel like most of us don't know how to say that one though. Looks like it's pronounced hoopoo. Okay, cool. And thank you for that follow. I really appreciate that. I'm not sure who did that. Hold on. I'm in the wrong view here. Let me close the hoopoo bird. Thank you so much, Albert. I appreciate that follow. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, Easel. It's good to see you. So nice to meet you. Good day to you, fellow art fighter. Hey, a most pleasant day. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming in, Albert Husker. I appreciate that. And good luck with Art Fight. If anybody else is doing Art Fight, we were doing like a link share in the Discord, but I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. Would it be better to have another channel that's just for art challenges? Because Dinovember is coming up too. And last year we did like a separate Dinovember section, and then I just archived it after a few months. But maybe it would be better to just have it perpetually there, but then that's like another art channel. I don't know. I'm still a little torn, but I would like it to be easier for people to organize and figure that out. And I feel like threads are a thing, but they're not super easy to find if you're not already in the thread because they get washed away really quick in the chat. So I don't know if I love threads for that either. I don't know. Indecisive. November is coming. Rue, I'm excited. Yes, it's 4 months away, but those 4 months are gonna fly. And I already have a list. I'm so ready. That was the last time you raised your hand to answer something willingly. Oh, yeah, man, that peer pressure is so intense and can really scar you in middle school and high school. I had similar, like, public humiliation issues when I was in middle school that basically shut me up until after college. I know nobody believes this because I'm such a chatterbox, but it used to be that if I was in a new situation with, like, any people, I would not say a word for months, really. I would say a little bit, but I would just be like, I'm gonna observe, and I'm just gonna see how people are for a few months, and just, like, see if it's safe to speak in this situation. I would literally get comments back on stuff with, like, writing and art, and people would say things. I have it saved, one of them saved, actually, because I was in a creative writing class. And I used to write a lot, and I guess they liked my work or whatever. And in the comments, they're like, this was great, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, it's always the quiet ones, smiley face. And, like, now, I've gotten over some of that a little bit. Maybe too much, honestly. Streaming is not helping, by the way. I mean, it's helping in some ways, but I've become very stream of conscious in my daily life, which is possibly problematic. But it's just very funny. Because most of my friends would never describe me, even back then, as a quiet person, but it's in a new situation, I didn't talk at all. Because of those kinds of situations, sloppy salamander. Middle school is pure trauma. I know I'm not unique in this, but it's just like, I didn't recover from that until, like, well into adulthood. Like, well after college. Yeah. I had to unlearn a lot of bullying, for sure. Going into college, one of my main goals is I'm going to not hide in the corner. I'm going to make friends and be more social. That's good. I never struggled to make friends, but for me, it was more like I would be like sitting in the background kind of observing, and I'd try to like notice the people who I thought weren't going to be judgmental, weren't going to be like shallow, because I've never really been super into the shallow conversation crowd anyway. And just kind of like, not to be judgy, but just like, you know what I mean? Like, I like listening to people's conversations, like, oh, these people are nerding out about art or science, or like having philosophical conversations, or talking about, not necessarily politics. I also kind of shy away from politics, but anyway, you know what I mean. Just having more thoughtful conversations and not just talking about celebrity gossip all the time. So just be like, oh, those are the people I probably want to hang out with. So then I would like kind of work my way into those groups, I guess. I don't know. I found a way to make it work. I was never super isolated. I've always had friends, but just when I was in a new situation, I was always like the quiet one for sure, especially in school. Definitely in school. I'm so behind in chat. Eric Draws, welcome in. It's good to see you. By the way, if you guys aren't following Eric Draws, we've got so many awesome artists that have been popping in. I've been terrible about pointing them out to you guys, but hopefully by now you guys know. You guys should go follow Eric. Does incredible ink work. And also be at Easel. I see you there, Easel. It's good to see you. There's a magic card named the River Hoopoe. Oh, interesting. I gotta get my chat down. Sorry. I'm still on the Hoopoe part of chat. What the heck? My chat is so borked. Let's see. Subspecies. Okay, yeah. I think I got there eventually. Hey Raga, how are you? Sorry to bug you. You might be a bit close to the mic. It's peaking. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that better? This whole time I've been too loud. Is this better? I worry that if I get too far away from the mic, that you guys won't be able to hear anything. So let me know if this is better. Thank you for letting me know, Briboet. See, this is why I catch up on chat. Hey, Mayor of Canada. You'd love to have one as a prop? Same. Hey, Jason. It's good to see you. Welcome in. Sorry, I'm so behind on welcoming people to chat. Let's see. Where's the Shire? With a Brooklyn accent? Easel, is this true, or are you just trying to get me to say silly accents on stream? Where's Sir sauce? Okay, you guys are not helpful. All right, I'm gonna draw this orb. Worcestershire. Is that how you say it, really, Mayor of Canada? Worcestershire? Okay. It's the last day for kaijus. That's true. It's true. And if anybody had a sub-zoo doodle that they were waiting on, let me know by today if you wanted to be in the sub-zoo. Okay, let's do this wing study, you guys. I know some of you were betting on me to get studies done. I don't want to let you down. Alright, so I'm going to just map out like the basic proportions, and I'll do a quick proportion check. I am basically breaking it down into the sections of the wing. So like when you're thinking about sections of the wing, what I typically think about is like, so it's an arm, right? Like you can almost see that here. I'm actually going to change color. So you can almost see like where the shoulder is, where the elbow is, and where the wrist would be. Like, right, you guys see that implied muscle shape right here? You can see how the light part is here, the dark parts are here. So that's going to be hopefully helping you to pinpoint some of this. But again, if you're not super familiar with bird anatomy, highly recommend going into maybe starting in the anatomy section of the bird folder on my Pinterest. It's pinned up at the top if you need it. And seeing if you can figure that out before you jump into a study, because just understanding what you're actually drawing is going to help you know how to make the little decisions that go into doing the study. That's going to make it more effective, okay? So this is the dorsal side, right? So this is the dorsal view of the bird. So dorsal just means top. So the underside of the wing is going to be the ventral side, the underside. Okay, so that when you see that in any kind of like diagrams, that's what that means. And the feathers are going to layer differently when you draw it, obviously, depending on how they look. So like here on the dorsal side, we actually, I mean, I had a little diagram about this right here, but I'll reiterate here just for the stream. If you look closely at these feathers, I'll zoom in for you guys. You can see that the lead feather, so the end feather, right? That primary is really strong right there. You can see that it is tucked underneath the feather on top of it, okay? So if you want to quickly draw feathered wings from the top side, it's actually easier to draw this way. Make a bunch of, I think about it like the letter J, basically. But you're going to see how I can kind of gently outline these and kind of get that same kind of shape, right? And it's going to happen on all of them. So feather layering is one of those things that can kind of, once you see it, it's easy to pinpoint it in art when you see somebody who hasn't studied it. A lot of times people do it the opposite way. I sometimes do it the opposite way when I'm not thinking, and I'm like, crumbs, gotta fix this now. But yeah, so you've got basically also three sections for most birds. So it's going to be different with water birds, actually. Water birds, some of these feathers up here, the coverlets, tend to be a little exaggerated, but or the coverts, I think they call them. But basically, you've got the primaries down here. So these are the primaries, secondaries, and then the coverts, I think, is the top layer. So that's when you think about bird wings, don't just, I mean, a lot of times you'll see people just do this and they just draw like a ton of feathers and it just kind of like looks like a bunch of stuff. It doesn't have to be disorganized. In fact, I find that breaking it into sections actually helps a lot with drawing the actual wing. So that's kind of what I've done here. I've kind of lumped the sections together, and then here's those primary feathers, right? But just kind of when you're first doing your wings, getting that structure down first is really going to help with actually laying everything in later. So I want to make sure that I've got the basic shape of the wing correct before I jump into details. So I'm drawing those primaries. I'm thinking about these that go along the shoulder. You can really see those shoulder blades there. I love those covering feathers on the like shoulder area of birds too. It's important. It almost looks like a shield, you know? But yeah, try to look at your piece, your bird, and break down those feathers into sections. And you can see it in all birds, right? So these are a bunch of falcons, but even so, you can still see those sections I'm talking about. Now, depending on the species, depending on the type of bird, they're going to be a different length. Sometimes they're going to be a different shape. So you can see these feathers down here are not nearly as sharp on this species it looks like of hawk as they are going to be on like a falcon. See how pointed and angled they are? And that's because this is a high-speed animal, right? But again, you're going to see all those sections from all angles as well. This is actually a really nice foreshortened image of wings. I'm going to save that. Wait, hold on. I think it's an eagle. Eagles. Okay. Oh, wait, it's a milvus. Let's see if I got it right. It might be a hawk. Is it an eagle or a hawk? Oh, it's a kite. Neither. Well, hold on. How do I get back to that? Let's save it to hawks. Hawks, kites? I think I put hawks and kites together. Yeah, hawks, kites, and falcons. I should probably split that up, but there we go. It's a type of hawk. Anyway, just have fun looking at different types of birds and kind of seeing if you can identify those sections. And again, one of my favorite breakdowns of wing anatomy, if you want like a quick rendering of that kind of explains it, is this one right here. Again, it's talking about feathered wings on characters and anatomical correctness, lending believability to your character design, but I think it's still a really good one. It breaks down all the sections, and I have other ones in this little anatomy folder. If you scroll down to the bottom, oops, hold on, I don't know where I am right now. Anyway, just go into the avian section if you want to see a breakdown. Let's see. You love Dinovember? Me too. That's why I'm excited for it. Who else is excited for Dinovember? Taki Snow Art. Yeah, exactly. La 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 la. When I was homeschooled up until the 8th grade, not a smooth. Oh no, Easel. Yeah, that's gonna be rough. As a former public school teacher, I have a lot of conflicted feelings about homeschooling. I think it can be good in some situations, and it depends on how proactive and responsible the parents or the adults in charge are about the education. Unfortunately, I've known too many friends of mine personally and kids that I taught who, basically homeschooling was just an excuse for their parents to get a free babysitter for their younger siblings, and that's like a super, 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 super common thing, unfortunately. No dig on anyone who's been homeschooled. I do have friends who've had good and actually well-educated homeschool experiences, but it's just a very common issue. Teaching is hard, and it's not for everybody, and a lot of parents think it's no big deal, and they think, oh, my kid's struggling socially, or I don't want them to be exposed to something, so I'm just going to homeschool. And then they come back eventually when the parents can no longer teach the high-level stuff, and then you find out real fast. But hopefully for you, it was just a social thing, Isel, and not a academic thing. Because that makes it even harder when not only are you socially different, but then also like academically behind. I had a lot of students that we that the parents took them out in like 2nd grade and put them back in 5th grade. Ooh, the kids were not kind, and they were behind. I don't think I had a single kid that came back from a homeschool environment that was on grade level, unfortunately. But that could have just been my school population too. Sorry. Opinions about teaching that nobody asked for. Let's move on. Let's see. You've been Googling how to small talk recently. You could just be like me and just do it poorly and ramble at people. I found myself telling somebody about how there's like a whole bunch of wild camels in Australia. I'm pretty sure they didn't care, but I talked for a solid 2 minutes about it. So you could just do that. That's totally fine. Yeah, wings are a struggle, but it's worth learning because I feel like wings are one of those things on animals that people are always wanting to draw for stuff, like whether it be character design or an element in a painting. It's very worthwhile to understand wing anatomy, for sure. Let's see. Hey, Paleo, how are you? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Amaze. John Kelly draws requested either of these animals as kaiju. African bush viper, a pterodactyl, an axolotl, or a flamingo. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of options. Do you want me to just pick one? I can just pick one. Hey, Kepper, how are you? It's good to see you. Did I say pterodactyl? You guys, did I just say that, or did I say pterodactyl? I think my head read it as pterodactyl, and I think I said pterodactyl. I don't even know anymore. I'm gonna write that one down. Seems like a sign. My brain fixated on it, so I'm gonna write that one down unless you have a strong preference. Let me know. Let's do a pterodactyl, because I don't think we've done any dinosaurs, really. I think we've done one dinosaur for Kaijun. It's not a dinosaur. I want to be really clear. Not a dinosaur. But we haven't done any pterodactyls. We haven't done any flying reptiles or marine reptiles that lived during the dinosaur era. So let's do that one. John Kelly draws. Pterodactyl. I don't know how I said it, and I don't want to know. Nobody clipped that either. Feel free to never clip me making mistakes, guys. Totally fine. Abandoned lean saying, well, dang it. Rambled so long we got to the next charming animal. Is there a rule of thumb for remembering this? Oh, remembering the wing structure. So I know Amaze has something that Amaze does to remember. For me, I do C's and J's. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So J is the top. Maybe J for jet. And C for, what's a ground thing? Cetacean. That's all I can think of. C for cave, perhaps. And let me show you what I mean by C's and J's, and then I will get into... although I guess that's not that helpful, actually, because it depends on what side of the wing you're drawing, whether it's a C or a J, so maybe that's not that helpful. I don't know. I just remember to think about it like wind pressure, basically. So I don't have like a rhyme, but to remember the order of the feathers, if that's what you're referring to. So what we're talking about for anybody just popping in is basically the way, so like the way that you lay your feathers when you're drawing them. So when I say J, I just mean like the letter J, right? And it's going to go like this on top, and they're going to layer that way if it's a dorsal view, but then it's like a backwards J, so that doesn't help. For me, the way I think about it is like, I think about like the practicality of wind pressure, right? So like if you had the primary feather layered on top and this was the top of the wing, what would happen when wind hit it? It would blow that first feather up and the wind would go right through. So like it has to push against something. So that's how I remember it. I try to just think of the physics of it is like, hey, you can't capture wind if your lead feathers are all stacked on top. So it's got to be this way, right? It's got to be layered like that for the wind to actually hit it, and then this feather pushes against this feather, which pushes against that feather, and that's how they capture the wind. So if you're looking at it from the underneath side, it's going to be the opposite, right? So underneath, you'd have that lead feather first because you can see it pushing against the one behind it. So sorry, that red is really clashing on this gray. But like again, the wind hits it, so you have the wind blowing up, and hitting the wing, and then this feather pushes into that feather, pushes into that feather, pushes into that feather. So that's how they fly. And so that's all I do to remember. I don't know. I do still think C's and J's for some reason, even though that's not helpful, and I just now realized that on stream that's not helpful. So I guess I'll just get rid of that, because again, if you're drawing it from this way, it's going to be a C. So I think it just depends on the way that you're layering, maybe. I think it's because like I'm right-handed, so maybe I think of it that way. So it's like C's. I don't know. Oh, what's going on? Miss Doe Eyes. Miss Doe Eyes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I appreciate that prime sub. Seriously, it means a lot that you would spend that here. If you want to be added to the sub zoo, Miss Doe Eyes, this is I'll put your name on. You just let me know. Oh my gosh, Diana the Ashen, welcome in. Thank you so much for helping with the push. I'm just writing down the name of someone who's subbed so I can add it to the sub doodle, but I'd love to see what you got up to. Welcome, Raiders. It's so good to have you. Miss Doe Eyes, since you are in here, if you would like to be in the sub zoo, the way to get in the Kaijun themed sub zoo, there's me, the zookeeper. I'm big too. Don't worry, we're all safe. Is you sub or gift a sub to be added, and then I'll write your name on it. Basically, whoever purchased the sub decides if they keep the sub doodle or if they give it away to somebody. So if you gift a sub doodle and you don't claim it, I'm just going to assume that it's been gifted to the person that you gifted the sub to. That seems to be the easiest way. But this is only my second month doing this, so I'm still working out the rules. And then if you're already in here and you want something added and you sub or gift a sub, I can add something to it. To get color, it's 5 at once, 5 gift subs at once or more for color. And then 10 or more and we start doing giveaways, basically. So, Miss Doe Eyes, thank you again. I really appreciate that. Okay. Welcome in. We're doing wing studies today. Diana, how are you? How was your stream? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, there we are. There we go. And then we have a banded Lynn saying, too, that I need to draw. But welcome in, Raiders. My name is Casey. While I'm waiting to see if we have a link from Diana the Ashen, I will go ahead and do a little intro and let you know what's going on. So we're doing this thing called the Art Gym. Today we're... Dang it! I did it again! You guys, I think it's because I'm hitting the spacebar before I have selected Krita. I'm so sorry. I'm not a pro. By the way, you guys got rated in here. You didn't realize this when you got here, but you got rated into a very unprofessional stream. I'm so sorry. There's my little command, my little disclaimer. I'm not a pro. I'm really bad at this. I get distracted. Oh, I see a link. Perfect. I'll introduce myself in a second. Let's look and see what Diana was up to today. Oh my gosh. As always, incredible. Thank you again so much for rating in and showing us your awesome artwork. Look at that cool effect. Holy cow. This is really neat. I really like this like hot bluish purple like fire eating away at the character vibe. This is really cool. Maybe like a necromancer character? Is that the vibe that I'm getting? A doe with large eyes, of course. All right, doe eyes. That makes sense. I will add that for sure. I am sorry. I know, I'm so sorry. I'm not a pro. I'm sorry. I know I'm the worst. The necromancer, half skeletal, living dead. Oh, very cool. Well, this looks great. I mean, your lighting and your texture is so good as always. And guys, if you're not following Diana the Ashen, this is the kind of fantastic work that you're missing out on. So please go give a follow. Thank you so much for rating. And look at the cool effect on this skull right here. That is awesome. I really love that. Yeah, and again, thank you so much for rating on the push. Guys, for those just coming in on the raid, if you want to help with my partner push, all you gotta do is lurk. If you're able to. If you're not able to lurk, or if you gotta run, like I totally get it, or if your device is dying, it's fine. But if you're able to lurk and you're willing to just leave a tab open for me or something, or let it play, as long as you don't pause the video, it will count as a lurk. So I appreciate that. We are very close to the end of the partner push. I'm gonna be applying, hopefully, either Wednesday of this week-ish, or possibly as late as next Wednesday. I'm thinking around the 9th is when I should be able to apply, but I'm not totally positive, to be honest. I don't know. I'm still not sure. I need to talk to some folks. I've gotten a lot of feedback, and some of it's a little conflicting, and I don't really know what to do with it, so I'm working on it. Hi, and thank you for coming in, everybody. But yeah, so thank you again, Diana the Ashen, for rating. Your work is amazing as always, and I really appreciate you bringing your community here. Thank you for trusting me with them. I will try to take good care of them.
for anyone coming in on the raid, here's why we're pushing for partner before I go into some of my art. There we go. I accidentally clicked out of it for a second. I'm trying to get on the front page of Twitch in time for Save the Vikita Day. I worked with porpoise.org last year to raise $500 to help not just Vikitas, but porpoises in general. I'm hoping to work with them to get some more information about like what they're doing specifically to help with the Vikita, whether it's funding research or maybe they've got boots on the ground efforts. I'm going to be looking into a few other organizations too to talk about at least. I'm not sure if I'll be able to partner with all of them, but we will be doing another fundraiser probably for porpoise.org and talking about the Vikita. And if you want to help, it's a highly endangered porpoise. There's fewer than 20 left, and I want to get them on the front page. So I really wasn't going to push for partner until I started thinking about how cool it would be to do something like this, but you kind of have to be partnered more or less to be able to ensure that you get a spot on the front page on Twitch. So here we are. We're pushing for partner. I would love for it to be first one done. Like I don't want to have to keep pushing for longer because I have so much going on this summer, and thank you all for helping make it happen. So if you'd like to help Lurk, if you want to help spread the word about the Vikita, you know, we do have some commands about that. Here is the Save the Vikita Day command if you want to look into stuff there. I also have a Ko-fi where if you would like to use some Vikita emotes, like you can see a few Vikita emotes possibly in the chat. If anyone has those, feel free to spam them as always, but here's a couple. Those are free on my Ko-fi, so if anybody wants to go download those, you can use them on your own Twitch, on your Discord, on your Guilded server, whatever you'd like. Feel free to share them, just please don't redistribute to sell. That's the only thing I ask. And so they're not for licensing or anything. They're just free for people to use to help promote the Vikita and the plight of the Vikita, to encourage conversation about what's going on with the Vikita. And if you have questions about the Vikita, let me know. I'm happy to ramble about it. But my artwork that we're doing right now, we are working on something called the Art Gym. We're doing wing studies. We were actually just talking about feather layering and talking about like wing anatomy, basically. I was kind of being a little bit quick with these, but we were talking about how the feathers layer on the wings, whether you're looking at the dorsal side versus the ventral side. There's references linked at the top, but the art gym is what we call this. So we do basically anatomy studies, drawing from observation. We're trying to learn during the art gym, and sometimes this is the less fun part of art making. So that's why I need accountability, kind of like going to the gym, except it's art. So we call it the art gym. If you want to share, we have a Discord. You can join and post your studies. It doesn't have to be of wings. That's just what I chose today. But you can post in the Discord. Any studies, anything drawn from observation, anything drawn not just with reference, but for the intent of learning and study. So not typically like not finished pieces, but more just like we're trying to work through it. You know, we're struggling together. We're getting the bad drawings out. We're on the journey of improvement together. And that's the idea of the art gym. But when I'm not doing the art gym, we also do other stuff. Here is my typical work. So in the afternoons, I'm typically working on art projects. So like this is the one I think I was finishing up last week. This is an older whip of it. I also worked on this one a little bit more. So these are both further along than what you see here. But yeah, if you like watching artists paint, and this is the kind of stuff that I tend to do here on Twitch. I'm trying to get into book illustration, kind of like kids' books, middle grade, graphic novels, board games, that kind of thing. And I'm trying to work in more people. So we're actually going to pick up, after the push is over, I'll start doing character camp again. We're actually going to kick off character camp for Camp Chaos, which I need to make a new command for. But I'm going to be in Camp Chaos this year on July 28th. And I'm going to be hopefully putting the calendar out to make people aware of that today in the Discord, today or tomorrow. So anyway, this is the work that I do. Here's my webcomic if you want to look at it, ! Drift if you'd like to follow along. We also do sculpting, and guys, guess what? It's the last stream of the month, which means, or the last stream day of the month that has an afternoon stream. So basically, we're going to be doing some sculpting today, so I'll show you some of that, and thank you so much for that follow, Aether. I really appreciate that. But I do Sea Slug Dragons on the first Wednesday of the month, so on Wednesday, we'll be doing Sea Slug Dragons, and today, this afternoon, we'll be doing sculpting. So this week will be the event week, I guess, basically. So if you want to come back for a sculpting stream, yeah. And then sea slugs, I let chat choose a sea slug and I'll design a dragon based off of it. I need to find the one that has the picture of the sea slug with it for this one. I really need to reorganize my sea slug dragons and maybe do a bestiary or something. I don't know. I've been doing these since 2015-ish, and so the style kind of changes over the years, but these are basically just a few from over the years that I've done here on stream. It's a lot of fun. I like it when chat picks and then I just get to play a little bit. But this one I actually sculpted. So here's an example of a sculpture. And yeah, anyway, hope you guys had fun hanging out with Diana the Ashen. Thank you for coming here. I think I will post this available on Ko-fi. So I know I've had some people mention that they were interested in this sculpture in the past. So keep an eye out on Ko-fi. Unfortunately, I'm going to be in a bit of a financial bind in August, so I'm trying to prepare for that. So my Ko-fi is actually, hopefully this week, going to get a major update and have a bunch of stuff in it. I would like to be super prepared going into Camp Chaos because I know there's a lot of hype around that, and there's people who really like buying stuff from shops, and I think it'd be a good time to kind of get my work out there. So keep an eye on my Ko-fi. You can follow me there for free. The Vaquita sculpture is also going to be over there, so I'll be doing that, and hopefully any funds I make from this I'll be able to donate to help save the Vaquita. So that'll kind of be, it'll come with a little baby too. I just need to get it sealed and finished. But stuff like this, like these kinds of sculpts, when I do these on stream, these are a little more delicate with all those little spines, so I would not sell this on Ko-fi. This would only be available like if I make it into TwitchCon this year. This will be coming with me, and so will this one if I can get it painted in time. This is one that I really like it, so I haven't really like been in a rush to paint it or sell it. It was just like a fun sculpture doodle that I actually kind of appreciate the way it came out. Looking at it now, this was before I really had studied a whole lot about feather layering. So the feather layering is not great. If you look really closely, you can see that I kind of put stuff next to each other and didn't really layer them properly. Like you can see the one there is not layered correctly. So, you know, just keep that in mind. It's not a perfect sculpt, but it was fun to make. And yeah, I look forward to... See, the ones on the bottom are layered correctly, so I don't know what I was doing on the top. Some of these are layered correctly. Goodness gracious. Past me. Past Casey was just out there doing whatever. Anyway, that's me. That's what I do. We sculpt sometimes. We doodle. We have events. We're doing a showcase on Wednesday as well, so if anybody wants to join the showcase to show off their work on stream, that's available to anybody as long as it is work safe. So feel free to hop in the Discord there. And I'm sure my mods already posted my links, but if anybody needs those... Oh, there's the Discord, yeah. So Discord's in there if you need it. And then if you want my socials to help with anything, I mean, any artist will tell you following on social media is the best way to support. Sharing a post on social media, especially Blue Sky, that's actually how you get growth on Blue Sky because there's not really a built-in algorithm. So sharing helps a lot. It's actually a very, very effective way of helping people grow. So, okay, let's see. What did I miss? Who did I miss from the raid? I'm so sorry if I missed anybody. Thank you so much for, again, Diana, and thank you for rooting for me. I appreciate that. Craig, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. What is Camp Chaos? Christmas Cat. Camp Chaos? Let's see if I still have it. Does that work? Did you guys see a thing in the chat? Sounds interesting. It's something put on by Art and Jest. Yeah. No worries, Ultimate Pumpkin Pie. No worries. Did that link work? Did it do anything? Yeah, Blue Sky's a lot like Tumblr in that regard. Yes, so there's my old link for Camp Chaos, but it will take you to the Discord. It's basically put on by Art and Jest, and it's like a showcase of a lot of streamers across Twitch. They actually had a ton of people apply this year, and so I was very grateful to be able to get in. But even if anybody isn't actually streaming for it, I highly recommend hanging out on the streams. They're going to be doing an opening ceremonies tomorrow, or I mean, yeah, I think tomorrow. Art and Jest will be opening it up, so go join the Discord if you want the calendar. Go check out Art and Jest. Let's give Art and Jest a shout out too. Shout out Art and Jest. There we go. Go follow Art and Jest if you want to learn more about Camp Chaos. But it's a good way to meet a lot of people on Twitch too. I did it last year, and I met a ton of people through Camp Chaos. Highly recommend it as a not just an art Twitch event, but just like a general Twitch event. There's going to be gamers and Lego, like brick builders and science streamers. There's actually quite a few science streamers this year. I think paleontologizing is actually going to be in it this year, which I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know he knew about this. I don't think maybe somebody from Art and Jest community told him about it, but it's yeah, there's a lot of folks other than just artists, but a lot of makers and crafters and artists definitely. Art and Jest is obviously an art streamer, so but it's really cool to see like different, I don't know, like different communities across Twitch coming together to just host a really fun event that I think is really worthwhile. So you kind of railroaded him. What did you do, Kodali? I was wondering if you were involved. I know you're in both communities, and I was like, I wonder who I wonder who was the instigator for that. But no, I think it'd be really cool to get him in there. The only thing is, like, I know it'll be during one of his what do you call it? I can't. Oh my gosh, my brain today. Dig streams. And I know sometimes, like, weather pending or situation pending, like, hopefully it's a day that it actually works for him to be able to do it. That's the only, I think, danger. But we kind of, yeah. No, I did wonder, because I know, like, Matt M33, and there's a lot of names that I see that are in both chats, and I was wondering who kind of let him know about it. But anyway, hopefully it'll work out, because I think that'd be a really great fit. And of course, I get excited just seeing, like, the art community and the science community kind of coming together, because I just obviously have a soft spot for both. And it's really fun. I think that there's really good crossover in both communities of, like, people who are really interested in, like, curious and excited and passionate, and I don't know. I think those are the types of streamers that make for really good, you know, Camp Chaos candidates, you know. I'll be in the Utah desert. Yeah. We'll see. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully it'll be a day where everything works and he's able to stay on schedule. Because I know sometimes with the dig streams, it's not always like that. Okay, let me try to focus a little bit here and get back into the study session. And again, thanking everybody who is lurking. It means a lot. Oh, the Draw Me an Animal. Thank you, Christmas Cat. Shoot. No, I didn't. We did the hoopoo. I think I hydrated. Let's hydrate again, because I got a couple of hydrates. And the banded Linsang. I'm still really behind in chat, to be honest. I'm, like, way behind. Hoping I could potentially do some Joshua Noob style formation. Oh, that'd be awesome, Sloppy, for sure. Your parents are amazing. That's good, Isol. Super proactive. Excellent. That means you had a good experience. I know you're probably lurking, but I finally got to the part where you talked about your homeschooling experience. I'm like 20 minutes behind in chat. No worries, guys. All right, gonna scroll a little bit. Most of the homeschoolers, you know, are very academically socially accomplished, but they're involved in plenty of extra. Yeah, I think that right there, being involved in a lot of extracurriculars and being well socialized and, like, having parents or homeschool teachers, because I know some homeschool co-ops actually go in together and, like, pay a teacher who actually has a knowledge about something to teach, like basically a private classroom. Those homeschool systems are fantastic. Yeah. I just happen to know quite a few people who did not have that experience and I taught a lot of kids that were not, unfortunately. I wish every homeschool situation could be like that, because that's great. It's honestly a little bit more like classical education, frankly. Oh my goodness. So many feral I'm still talking about feral camels over here. We're gonna do a Draw Me an Animal really fast, though. That is a game. I'm trying to scroll and just see if I missed anything in chat. If anybody tried to get my attention in the last 10 minutes in chat and I missed it, it's not me intentionally ignoring you. It's my chat being frozen, so I apologize. I'm just gonna scroll down. Again, sorry if I missed anything. It's not intentional. I just don't have time to catch up. Oh, here's a question. Do you have a theme planned for July's sub-zoo? Yes. Did I write down everybody's? I don't know if oh, Miss Doe Eyes. You wanted a big-eyed doe. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to draw these on stream today. Doe with big eyes. Wow, that is the worst handwriting I've ever had in my life. But I am making notes so that I can do them off stream. But yeah, I think for next month, we're gonna, I hope it's not a little bit counting chickensy, but we talked about it and people seemed excited about doing, I'm thinking about calling it a party animal sub-zoo. Because a couple of things hopefully will be happening next month that will be worth celebrating. Potentially. Partner. Potentially. We'll see. It hasn't happened yet, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. But we're going to call it maybe the party animal sub-zoo, I think is the theme for next month. So it's still animals. It's always going to be a creature theme of some kind, because this is what I can draw quickly and just get out of my system quickly to say thanks for subbing. But it's also my birthday month, so I figure even if I don't get partner, it still kind of applies. I just don't necessarily talk about that a lot. Let's see. Scrolling. Okay, I finally made it to the raid. All right. Scrolling down. Oh, thank you, Miss Doise. You're amazing. I appreciate you. Okay. Scrolling. Who did I miss? I've probably missed somebody. I'm trying to catch up before I do the Draw Me an Animal so that I can not be behind again. Also, hi, Craig. Hey, Dally. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who's lurking. Seriously. Book Snail. Hello. Animals with togas. We could do that. That would be really funny. Yeah, party animals. Hey, Reiko. How's it going? It's good to see you. Another fantastic science streamer. Speaking of science streamers that you guys should be following. Would that be more like a college dorm than a zoo? Well, I guess I didn't think about that. Maybe we shouldn't call it party animals. Maybe we'll just call it the party sub-zoo. Because I'll feel bad if people are like, oh, can you draw like a, I don't know, something inappropriate? I'll have to be like, well, I'm a work safe art streamer, guys. I'm so sorry. Animals that party. Yeah. Well, I just thought party animals would be funny. The Zootananny? Easel. Name the zoo with Greek letters. See, that feels like it's encouraging it. Okay, let me get to the Draw Me an Animal request. Okay, Banded Linsang. Don't know what that is. I'm going to use a little bit of context here and go on a limb and say it's a bird because it's Easel. And I know Easel knows tons of birds that I don't know. I do not know what a banded linsing is, though. Pinata. Oh, that'd be funny. John Kelly draws. Yeah, somebody could have a pinata for their animal. Yeah, that's funny. I like that. Banded linsing. No idea what this is. Well, I'm just gonna draw a bird. So we have 10. Let's see, it's 10:48. I'm gonna draw for 5 minutes what I think this animal looks like, and then we're gonna hop right to it and learn about it. So I'm just oh my gosh, Dally! Oh my gosh, came in and lurked and then just raided right in. You got here right in time for Draw Me an Animal. I'm so sorry. Whoops. Let me. I guess I could pause the timer to welcome the raiders. We just got started. How are you, Dally? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. How was your stream? What would you like me to share? Feel free to drop a link in the chat, and or if you have to raid and run, that's fine. Or if you have a social media link you want to drop, anything work safe. Feel free to drop basically from the raid. And thank you so much for bringing your community over here. We are playing a Draw Me an Animal game where I have 5 minutes to draw what I think an animal looks like, and then we are going to learn about it together. I'm just guessing it's a bird. I have no idea what a banded linsing is. Maybe it's not a bird. Maybe Easel is just totally throwing me for one, and it's like a snail or something. I don't know, but we're gonna draw a borb of some kind. So please just no hints in the chat, but I'll introduce myself after we're done with this. I don't always do this game. It's just every 30 minutes. If you are following the channel, you can request a Draw Me an Animal. And apparently it's been 30 minutes since the last one. But normally I'm working on art. Right now we're actually doing something called the Art Gym, and we're studying wings and wing anatomy. So we were just talking about wings and feather anatomy and like how you can keep all that straight. Highly recommend if you want to join in to click the link at the top of the chat, and you'll go to my Pinterest board where you can go to like the bird section, the avian section, or the bug section, or the bat section, which is in the small mammals category. Should probably break that up, but for now that's where it is. And you can find some critters with wings to draw. Let's see. I don't know why I basically just made a pigeon, but this is my banded whichever I'm gonna call it, the linsang. Yeah, it's my banded linsang. We're gonna learn about this animal in just a moment because I don't know what it is, but this is how I'm choosing to band it. So listen, you love pigeons? Great. It's probably not a pigeon, but you know what? You're getting something you love, I guess, so that's good. Yeah. We'll learn about it together, though. Like I said, I'm probably getting this very wrong. I don't know why I keep giving everything woodpecker markings today. I guess I'm just in a woodpecker marking kind of mood. But today everything is a woodpecker, apparently. So there we go. This is not a real animal. I'm fairly certain there's not a bird that looks like this. If you can find a bird that looks like this, actually, I think I accidentally made it look kind of like a pheasant, so maybe you can find a bird that looks like this, but it's definitely not that, most likely. I just wanted to draw stripes on a borb. This is my guess, and we're gonna see if I got it right here in a minute. But for now, let me switch back to what we're doing and greet the raiders. No hints, but you can't wait. Okay, well, this is my guess, Cecil. Let's see. Did we get another drawing animal already? Oh my gosh. Okay. Your stomach is a bit upset. Oh, I'm sorry, Dally. Well, feel free to lurk if you need to. But if you decide you want to drop something in chat, just let me know. But welcome in, raiders. Hi, I'm Casey. We're about to find out if I drew this animal correctly. Probably not, is my guess. But you know, it was always fun. I'm actually supposed to be doing something called the art gym, which we'll get back to in a minute. We're talking about wings today. I'm doing some feathered wing studies. I might, if I have time, throw in a quick bat study as well, because I do like bat wings, and I feel like those are really helpful for creature design too. But at very least, I feel like feathered wings are worth studying. So if you would like to join, feel free to study along and drop your studies in the art gym. If you click the link at the top of chat, it'll take you to my Pinterest board where you can find helpful references like these in the avian section talking about wings and wing anatomy, ventral and dorsal side. Ventral is the underside, so this side right here is ventral. This side right here is the dorsal side. So just remember, like, dorsal fin goes on top of the animal, right? Kind of like a whale or something. Same thing with feathers, dorsal, and then underside is ventral. So, and then you kind of have a little bit of, like, it breaks down the coverts and the, like, names of the wings here, and you can kind of identify them based on color and how they look on underside, the ventral side, and the dorsal side, which I find extremely useful, and also breaks down the anatomy for you. So anyway, you can find that if you need it in the Pinterest board. And then, yeah, I also do other stuff. So when we're not doing art gym, sometimes we're doing things like this. Sea slug dragons. We'll be doing sea slug dragons on Wednesday, actually, in the afternoon. This one I've actually sculpted, so here is that sculpture. I also do sculpting. I'll be sculpting this afternoon, actually. I sculpt on the last stream of the month, so we'll probably be working on the winged serpent, which is behind me. I'm not going to grab that right now, but I often do, yeah, various sculpts here on Twitch as well. So if you want to join for a sculpture session, come back at 4 p.m. today, Mountain Time. I'll be doing that till about 7, probably. But, yeah, Wednesday, excuse me, not tomorrow. Wednesday, I'll be doing sea slug dragons, where chat gets to pick a sea slug, and I will get to design a creature based off of it. Often kind of dragony, but sometimes just a little more, like, weird animal-y. I don't know. It's fun. I like it. Anyway, that's what I do. Thanks for being here. And, let's see if I got this animal right. So I'm going to look this up really fast, and I'll share a link in chat. And then I have one more drawing animal, and then we'll get back to the wing studies. It's similar to a red-headed trogon. Okay, I'm going to look that up first. Red-headed... Of course Easel would know. Trogon. Do I have some of those penned? That name sounds familiar. Oh, yeah, it is kind of similar. I mean, it's got a red head anyway. The banding on the wings, though. I feel like I was thinking like maybe a pheasant. Although the body shape is definitely more trogon-like. Yeah. Let's see. Pheasant with bands. Maybe less pheasant-like. The banding on the tail is like the trogon. Oh, really? Oh, it is. I see that. Here's what Easel is talking about. Yeah, you're probably right. This is a little more similar to one of these. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's what I was totally drawing. Oh, wait, that one has a brown head. Hold on. This one. This one with the brown. This is the best view. Anyway, I was not supposed to draw that, though. I was supposed to be drawing a banded linsang. Let's see if it was actually a bird. It's not. It's not a bird at all. Got it totally wrong. It's a tree-dwelling carnivorous mammal. Kind of looks like a civet. Is it a civet? Is it related to civets? The banded linsang has a long tail that can reach up to 14 inches. Pale yellow. The average weight is around 25 ounces. It has broad stripes on its neck, and its tail consists of several dark bands and a dark tip. Yeah, I did not know. You know what's funny is I started to think maybe it was like, what's the other one? It has sing in the name. It's Malaysian. What am I trying to think of, guys? Help me out. I'm dying. It has the long whiskers. We've done it before for Draw Me an Animal. Anyone know what I'm talking about? Anybody know the animal I mean? I'm pretty sure it has sing in it. Anyway. Not an ocelot. No. No. Oh, it is from Malaysia. Well, partly anyway. It's gray. It's big. It's got a long tail. It's fluffy. It's got long whiskers, like little ears. I don't know why I did this for eyes. Everything has eyes, but what am I thinking of? Linseng? No, I thought I had sing in the name, or sing or sang is in the name, I thought. Starts with a B? No, Binturong does not have sing or sang in the name. But I was thinking, I almost drew a Binturong at first. Because for some reason the name, maybe it's like the root language or something reminded me. I don't know. I started to draw something that looked like a Binturong. That's okay. Look, here's where they live. Oh wait, it is in Feliforma, which is also where civets are. I wonder how closely related it is to the civet. I'm gonna look this up actually. We're gonna take another little detour here. We're gonna go visit One Zoom. You guys know I love One Zoom. And we're gonna see how closely related this is to a civet. So let's look up the banded Linseng. Let's see how closely related it is to a Binturong, just for fun. So we're gonna click the banded Linseng, zoom right into it. There it is. Look at that little friendo right there. There's a whole bunch of them. Let's look up a civet. See how closely related they are. African civet, why not? Oh, they're like right there. They're like neighbors. Okay, alright. Oh, a Guinnett. A Ginnet too. Guinnett? Okay, they're kind of in the same family as like Guinnets and civets. Okay, cool. So let's see the Binturong then. I bet this is really far. Binturong. There we go. Oh, no, not far at all. They're like right next door as well. Cool. Well, next time. Palm civet, Binturong. So Binturong is a type of civet, basically. Interesting. Well, there we are, folks. Civets, Linsengs, and Ginnets. They're all together, and that's got Binturongs as well. If anybody wants to play with the One Zoom Tree of Life, it's very fun to see how closely related things are to each other, especially when they're really far, like if I were to type elephant. Let's watch. Afrotheria. Let's just zoom way out. Go way over here. Afrotheria, and if I had zoomed into like elephant, it would have gone. Where's the elephants? Like here-ish? Yeah, there we go. Boink. Right between shrews and dugongs, guys. We got elephants. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. Here's One Zoom. I like it. You'll like it too. Thank you so much, Easel, for sharing. This is, yeah, I don't think I'd heard the term Linseng before. I'll have to remember that. A Ginnet? Ginnet? Gannet? Oh, that's a bird. Very cool. They're very cute. Look at these little guys. Super cute. So anyway, that's the Draw Me an Animal game. Here's a link to the banded Linseng if you want to learn more about it. Reminds you of weasels. Oh yeah, they have kind of a similar body shape to weasels, but I don't know, I know weasels are in Carnivora, but I don't think they're in Feliforma. That would be a good answer for One Zoom. Let's see how closely related they are to weasels. I think mustelids are in a completely different, come on. There we go. Banded Linseng. Weasel. Mustela. Shoink. Way down here, we have weasels. Yeah, pretty far away, but it is a similar body type. So they probably fill a similar niche that a weasel does. Typically when animals look similar but aren't related, it's because they fill the same niche in their ecosystem. That would be my guess. But I could be wrong. I'm not a zoologist. I'm just an animal fan. So anyway, we're going to be in an ad in 2 minutes, FYI. Mustelids are... I don't think it's feliforms. Yeah, like off your head. I don't know. I'd have to look into that too. But for now, let's get back to... Thank you, Easel, by the way, if I didn't say that enough. And also, if you guys aren't following our friend Beat Easel, make sure you do. Fantastic art streamer here on Twitch. Incredible human. One of the first art streamers that I found when I got back into Twitch last year. So, really glad I landed on Easel's channel. Easel is good vibes central, for sure. If you're not following Easel, always a good time over there. Always has me laughing. And yeah, just a genuinely nice community that you've made over there, Easel. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. Okay. I'm gonna finish this study, you guys. We're gonna... Wait, did I do all the things? Wait, we had another Draw Me an Animal. Shoot. Maybe I'm not gonna finish the study. Okay, hold on. We have another Draw Me an Animal. I forgot. We do have an ad coming up, so I'm gonna just sketch a little bit until the ad starts, and then we'll do the Draw Me an Animal after the ad. Okay, Christmas Cat, so I haven't forgotten. I just, well, I almost forgot, but then I didn't, so we're fine. Lives in Caniforma, do you, Ungoy? Olfab, thank you so much for that follow. I think I said that wrong. Yeah, we're squirreling a little bit. That's okay, though. You're not a zoologist, just an animal. It's true. It's true, Raga. Especially, no, I'm just kidding. No, you're great, Raga. Thank you for being here. They're their own thing. Oh, okay. Oh, and they're also tree-dwelling. Nice. They're carnivores that can follow after rodents and other prey. Yeah, exactly. So, like, anything that has that long, slender body type is something that's going to be really good at, like, quick movements and grabbing smaller prey, which there's an abundance of. Did you guys know that, like, I think it's like 20% of all mammals are either rodents or bats? Possibly even more. Maybe it's like 40% if you include rodents. I can't remember. There's a crazy high stat, though. That's of, like, bats. I want to say it's bats that are, like, 20% of all mammals. But most mammals are actually still very small. So, you're back. Okay, welcome back. Olifab, it's a word you made up, and I nailed it. Oh, yay! I don't know what I said. Olifab? I don't remember anymore. I'm sorry. You pointed it out, and now I'm unsure. But I'm glad I nailed it the first time. We'll always have the first time, Oli. And thank you for being here. You're a rodent? Oh, perfect. Okay, we're going into an ad. We're going into an ad. So, yeah, if you guys want to stretch with me, we're going to be doing that in just a minute. And then after the ads, I'll do the other drawing animal. So once the ads say that they've started, that's when I will stop drawing. Right now I'm racing the ads because I would like to get any amount of study done today would be cool. And thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. I can't remember if I said, but I'm pushing for partner. So if anybody's here from Dali's chat and would like to lurk to help with the push, I really appreciate that. Here's how you can help. Wait, what did Sloppy say about them? Viverids? Is that how you say it? Viverids? I don't even know. I had to start that one up a few times. Are feliforms. Okay, they're not in the same group as ferrets and weasels. Oh, okay, nice. So they are feliforms. They're not mustelids. Got it. You told them all to lurk. Oh, thank you, Dali. You're very sweet. And Dali, if you have any art you want to share, feel free. If you want to. But please feel better also. The feliform weasel guys and mustelids are the caniform weasel guys. Oh, that's a good way to remember it. Viveridae are the feliform weasel guys, and mustelids are the caniform weasel guys. Nice. I like that. I like that way of memorizing it. Okay. Dogs be musty. I don't know how to make the other one work for cats. Viveridae. I don't know. Vivacious. Cats are vivacious. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyway, we're going to stretch. So if you can hear me, let's stretch together. If you're able to lurk, I appreciate it. If not, no worries. But I'm going to unshrimp myself and arch my back, actually. And push my shoulder blades together. Hey, no worries, Dali. And if you just want to lurk, that's fine. I know it's kind of not fun to have to, like, do all that when you're not feeling well either. So do whatever you feel. But yeah, if you have anything work safe or just a social media link, like an Instagram or something that you want to drop, that's totally fine too. Just so we can, tell the peoples about your art. But you guys should go follow Dali. Dali has incredible work. So I'm going to arch my back, push my shoulder blades together, and hold about 20 to 45 seconds. And then after that amount of time, we're going to relax the overarch. And this is basically just overcorrecting bad posture. So if you've been sitting for a while at a computer or a tablet or a sketchbook or a phone or anything, this is just your friendly reminder to unshrimp, to unhunch, and push those together and hold. And you really want to flex. Don't just like hold them passively, I guess, but like actively push together. And then after about 20 seconds, or up to 45 if you'd like, you're gonna unarch your back. So you basically push, hold, and then unarch. What you're going to do is basically straighten up by overarching and then relaxing, which brings you back to this upright posture. Try to get your neck in there too. I'm actually going to do a couple of neck rolls. I've been having a little bit of neck pain lately, which is not a good sign. It means I'm either hunching too much or I'm sleeping poorly. Probably a little bit of both. So I'm going to do a couple of just a few, holding my neck to the side, holding for some amount of time. Ugh. Feels a little better. And then we're going to take the carpal tunnel stretch as well. Do the hands out, at least this is the one I like, hand out and then point it down, and then take your other hand and pull gently toward your body. and hold for about, again, 20 to 45 seconds. And I usually just use the ad counter to keep an eye on that. And then this is basically going to stretch out those little tendons and things in your wrist, in your hand, in your forearm, and kind of help loosen up those muscles and things to keep carpal tunnel at bay and to kind of stretch in a different direction. Here we go. Keeping an eye on my timer. I think right as we get out of ads, I should be able to unstretch on this hand too. Yeah. You're looking at home because you left your computer on Dali Strono. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for lurking at home, Ungoy. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody lurking, seriously. Alright, and we are out of ads. Okay. Thank you all for stretching with me. And we're going to do the Draw Me an Animal game. So this, I think, is the last Draw Me an Animal game of the stream. I think it's a maximum of 3 per stream, if I'm not mistaken. So this one... Oh, here, we have some animation and some art to share from Dali. Let's do that really fast before I do the Draw Me an Animal. Here's a very cute animation. Dali, this is so cute. Are you using this on your stream? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. You guys, look at this really cute animation that Dali made. It's adorable. I noticed you've been doing some animation on stream. It's always fun to see people animating. There's a lot of like animators in our community, and you guys are really making me want to animate. Really nice job with this. If you guys want to go follow Dali, watch the animation happening, go click that follow button. And here's also some art that you can see. Yeah, animation stream. Yep, we have quite a few, right, Rue? Here's some art that you can watch Dali working on. Dali, I've been watching you work on this. Or I was watching you when you were working. I don't know if you worked on it today, but I love it. Fantastic. Really fun perspective, first of all. And just really nice paint strokes. If you guys like watching art being made on stream, Dali does studies as well that are incredible. Definitely go follow Dali. Does it all. Studies, paintings, animation. What more could you want? Super nice. So go follow Dali's AMT, guys. Yeah, it's a really good run cycle, for sure. Hopefully you put it on stream or something. I think that'd be really cute on your overlay. It's your starting soon. Oh, nice. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I know. Discord had shorter links for a while, and then they reverted them to where they weren't shortened anymore. I sometimes use tinyURL, but then I've heard that there's like bad things associated with tinyURL, so I've kind of gotten away from using tinyURL. I don't know. I do feel bad, but you know, sometimes it's just what you gotta do, you know? I don't mind. I do feel bad for the mobile users when I post a long link, but what you gonna do? You optimized your whole OBS so it's automatically switching scenes. Nice! I need to figure out how to do that too. Oh, wait, is this the Vikita one? Put in ads later? Yeah, exactly. And there's like some other possible like data collection stuff, I guess, that they do if you click a tinyURL link, and that's how they make their money. So I've kind of gotten away from tinyURL just for that reason, and because if I don't know the streamer, they might worry about clicking that link if it's a tinyURL link. So there's downsides to it. It's mostly just for shortening it for mobile users. But Dali, this looks so cute. Dali, I love this. Dali made a Vikita, you guys. If you missed it before, Dali made a Vikita. Vikita, folks, for those coming in. We are trying to push to save this little porpoise, to save the Vikita. Everybody, October 4th, mark your calendars. That is the official date that I have. If that changes, I'll let you know. This is the Vikita porpoise. There's fewer than 20 of them left, and the world doesn't know about them, and we're trying to change that. So thank you all for spreading the word. It's so cool to see art like this of it. I'm going to do a ton of art sharing around Save the Vikita Day as well. So if you are making art, or if you're planning on doing a Vikita themed stream, let me know so that we can get you out. I'll probably make an announcement in the Discord about this as we get closer, maybe in September or August. I got a lot going on right now, so I don't have time right now. But if you're thinking about it, or if you decide to do it later, keep an eye out, because I'll be kind of taking names and notes of times of streams that people can tune in. I'll be happy to put information in about how to like also do a fundraiser. If you've never done a charity stream before, it might be a good one to do. Especially if we keep the hype up about the Vikita this whole time, it who knows? There might be a lot of people who really want to like help out the vaquita. That'd be awesome, honestly. I would be so thrilled. So anyway, keep that in mind if you're looking for something to possibly participate in later this year. Okay. Dalikita? Oh my gosh, that'd be so fun. It's amazing, right, Rue? Yeah. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Okay, we're going to do this draw me an animal. I'm going to hydrate. And then we're probably going to get into... And probably, I'm going to say about 10 minutes, we're going to get into the stuff from the show and tell part of the art gym. So if anybody has studies that you've dropped into the Discord in the art gym section, please make sure that it is 1, work safe, 2, actually a study. You know, something drawn from observation, from reference, or like a foundational study type thing. Like maybe you're practicing contour or foundational studies like draw a box or values or, you know, perspective drawing, something like that. Any of that stuff would be fine for the art gym. Let's see. So this is called a... I'm going to play Draw Me an Animal. It's the final Draw Me an Animal of the day. It's called a sheep nose. Sheep nose. I have no idea what that is either. You guys are finding some hard ones today. Sheep nose. This sounds like a colloquial name for something. This could be so many things. I'm trying to think of stuff that has like a sheep type nose. I mean, it could be a fish, honestly. You know, I think I'm gonna draw a fish. When I don't know, I typically draw a bug, a bird, or a fish. So we're gonna do a sheep nose fish, I think, today. I don't know if that's accurate, but please don't give any hints in the chat if you know what it is. If you've looked it up, just keep that to yourself, and then we're gonna learn about it together here in just a little bit. So I'm gonna draw a fish. I have 5 minutes to draw. It's 11:12. I'm just gonna give him like kind of a sheepy sort of a nose here, maybe a little tiny mouth, and we're gonna learn about it together, or find out together what a sheep nose is. Yeah, because I really don't know. So just be aware, if you do one that's really hard and I don't know it, you're probably getting a bug, a bird, or a fish. Just FYI. It's pretty much my default at this point when I don't know the animal. There we go. But yeah, feel free to look it up and just kind of laugh as I get it wrong, kind of like the last one. And we're gonna educate ourselves here in a moment. Let's see. What kind of color would a sheep nose fish have? You know, let's do like kind of a peachy fish. I think that'd be fun. Let's do a peachy colored fish. Mrs. Doise, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Folks, I am overwhelmed with the desire to roll up trash once again. Why do I feel this way? One can only wonder. Sheep nose fish. Let's just make him like a cute stripy fish. Why not? This is most likely highly inaccurate, but I don't really care. It's what we're doing. It's what we're doing. Okay. Do-da-da-dee, these are the sounds the sheep nose makes also. Do-do-do-do. Maybe we'll give him a little pink beak. Maybe that's why it's called a sheep nose. I have no idea. This is definitely not the fish, by the way. I don't think fish tend to have markings like this. So I'm definitely just playing right now. Just FYI. I'm fully prepared to have this be absolutely incorrect. Let's do a little bit of blue since we have some time. And then we're going to look it up. There's my sheep nose, guys. There's my sheep nose. Let's find out what it actually is. Save. Okay. You're going to learn fishermen have never seen a sheep's nose? Probably. If it is a fish, probably. If it's a fish, it's not a fish, but it does live in the ocean. So I'm going to say I at least got like 10% of the way there. It lives in the ocean. But yeah, this is I would not have guessed this ever. It's a type of like clam. It's a mollusk. It's a sheep nose. It's a thick-shelled, medium-sized freshwater mussel species, not a clam. Wait, are clams and mussels? Those are the same, sort of, right? Reach down nearly 5 inches in length. Okay. Let's see if they have a Wikipedia page. If not, we'll go to the Fish and Wildlife page. This is actually probably just as good. Sheepnose, also known as a bullhead or clear prophet. What? Clear prophet? If somebody had put clear prophet as the name in a drawing animal, I would have been like, a what now? Oh no, they're endangered! Well, you hate to hear that. Sheepnose mussel is a species of freshwater mussel. Bivalvate mollusk. What does that mean? Bivalve. In previous centuries referred to as blah blah blah, a class of aquatic mussels or mollusks that have laterally compressed soft bodies. So schwank, compressed bodies. This is the official scientific term, schwank. Soft bodies enclosed by a calcified exoskeleton. This is a pair of half shells known as valves. So I would think that's just like a clam. Endemic to the Midwest and Southeast U.S. Currently listed as endangered as it is no longer present in 2/3 of the waterways in which it was historically found. Wow, that is a pretty rapid decline for sure. Host fish species for the sheepnoses include... Oh, wait, it clings to fish? Okay, let's learn about it here. I feel like there's going to be more info here. So if you want to see a sheepnose, you're going to mostly have to be in Iowa, Missouri, or Illinois, possibly West Virginia. But it looks like it's a river mussel. Imperiled freshwater mussels. They have quirky names and are often mistaken for stones, but freshwater mussels are very much alive and perform critical ecological functions in rivers and streams. Huh. Well, here's the plan. If you want to read about the recovery plan... Actually, I'm going to link to this page today, just because I think there's probably better information here. Let's see. Historically found in 79 streams across the states of Alabama, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Wisconsin, and the Commonwealths of Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. This geography includes portions of the upper Mississippi, the lower Missouri, Ohio, Cumberland, Tennessee, and lower Mississippi River basins. Presently, the sheepnose occurs in all of its historical range, but the species distribution has decreased over time, with extant populations known from 22 streams range-wide. Sheepnose continue to occupy the upper Mississippi, Ohio, Tennessee, and lower Mississippi. However, live individuals have not been observed in more than 2 decades in any of the other ranges, basically. Wow. That's, yeah, 2 decades, it means they're pretty much probably gone there. Because I would imagine that this type of an animal would be... So they cling to host fish. The host fish is a critical component of sheepnose reproduction and is required for them to develop into juveniles. Can't be just any species. Naturally, sheepnose has been observed to use mimic shiner and sauger fish. However, wait, I have to know more about this. Hold on. Sheepnose reproduction requires that male and female individuals be located in close proximity. Okay, obviously, yes. Sheepnose females will brood their eggs for a matter of weeks, with eggs becoming fully developed. When released, okay, the larvae get released into the water column, and when they're released, the larvae are contained within structures called conglutinates that can resemble fish prey items, such as bloodworms or clear-colored mucous masses. A fish may either eat or swim through these structures, allowing them to adhere to the fish's gills or fins. So basically, they have to, like, parasitically attach themselves to a fish's gills in order to develop. So basically a protection strategy. Once they have developed into juvenile muscles, they drop off the host fish. If they land in an area of suitable habitat, they will continue to grow into an adult mussel. That's really interesting, actually. All right, well, I'm going to link you guys to this page. If you want to learn more about these, I had no idea about this. There you go. Well, there you are, folks. We just learned about... I got it totally wrong. I'm going to say 10% correct. Oh, yeah, and I was going to be doing, like, X's and checks if I got these correct. I'm going to say I got that one wrong, for sure. I got these both. Here, let's do red. Got this wrong. Got that wrong. Got this wrong. But this one I did. I'm going to say I got this one right, for the most part. I didn't get it totally there, but I got that one right. So, didn't do too great today. 1 out of 3. That's okay. Art gym. Back to the art gym. Well, thank you so much. That was an interesting one. I really don't know a whole lot about that group of animals, so it's always fun to learn more stuff. I think, anyway. Dad jokes from Sarybot. I keep forgetting Sarybot has dad jokes. What did the spaghetti say to the other spaghetti? Pasta la vista, baby. Oh my goodness. You worked on software, environmental protection plan, and habitat improvement for another almost endangered mussel called the Texas longhorn mussel. I think I've heard of that one. I'm actually from Texas originally. That's cool. How did that go? Is it still around? My tummy hurts. I need to eat. Sorry. I probably shouldn't have said that right into the mic. I'm gonna get lectured. No. Interesting. I don't think I've seen those before. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was just making sure that I caught up on everything. Okay. Let's say 5 minutes or so until we get into the Discord. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up this study. Let me just prep that so that I make sure that I can get in there. You worked for a nonprofit and got paid as a lawnmower repairman to write software. Oh, well, that was really nice of you, and I hope it was I hope you felt like it was gratifying or at least helpful, because I think that's very cool. And I think it's also, honestly, if I can just say, like, listen, I love the vaquita as much as the next person, perhaps even more than the next person, but it is important to note that there's other species going extinct that are not quite as well adored, I would say, as cetaceans, like dolphins, whales, porpoises. Those are all pretty well, like, people tend to enjoy those animals, and like it doesn't take a lot of convincing for people to get on board with caring about and spreading the word about an endangered cetacean, I would say, compared to, say, a mussel or a clam. People don't tend to be as passionate about the animals that don't have as much anthropomorphizability, I guess, for lack of a better term. It's not a mammal. We don't see, especially mammals. I feel like it's really, people are quick to want to support saving endangered mammals. When you get away from mammals, sometimes it can be a lot harder to raise awareness because people just they just don't tend to care. So I think it's really cool, personally, that you worked to help an animal that is not maybe as easy to enjoy. It's just because we can't really relate to it probably on a human level in the same way that we can to a highly intelligent, species like a porpoise. So I think that's cool, and I hope you had a good experience, and I hope it's going well. You don't think it's extinct yet? We basically created a compact with oil companies where they'd pay into a habitat improvement plan for every well they drilled. Oh, okay. But internally, I named the software Robo Ryan as a bit because Ryan was the employee who would have had to do all the tedious work of finding all that. That's awesome. They use that name externally within the Bureau of Land Management. Oh, did they really? That's so funny. So Robo Ryan is the official term. Well, Ryan is feeling extremely honored, I'm sure. Wherever you are, Ryan, good job. I guess good job not having to do the tedious work. Hack together Python script for detecting new oil wells and constructions in their watershed. That's cool. So the money that you guys got from the oil companies that paid into this, were you able to like set up preserves or anything? I mean, it's okay if you don't want to answer all this, or if you got to go do something. I'm just curious about how that works as far as like actively protecting the animal, like where, like how, what kind of, I don't know. I guess I could also probably look this up too, so you don't have to answer, like I said. But I think that's really cool and very interesting, and thank you for sharing, and thank you for doing that. Have you made chicken wings yet, Josh Knox? I mean, not today. Not today, I haven't done that. Oh my gosh, Chuck Hurry! Hello. Thank you so much for bringing your community here. How was your stream? Chickens do have neat wings, this is true. I was hanging out with chickens this morning. You guys go follow Chuck Hurry if you aren't already. Incredible portrait artist here on Twitch. Highly recommend giving Chuck Hurry a follow if you aren't already. Happy Monday to you as well. I appreciate you being here. Sorry, my playlist just went crazy, so I hope you don't hate that. But if anybody wants to come hang out with me, I know that I'm not painting beautiful portraits like Chuck Hurry probably was, but we are trying to push for partner right now. in an effort to help spread awareness about the vaquita porpoise. Let me explain a little bit before you go if you'd like to hear. But Cha, if you have anything you want to share, I would love to put it on screen. Again, guys, click that heart and follow Chakuri if you aren't already, and you won't regret it. Incredible artist. So the vaquita is a highly endangered porpoise. We were just kind of talking about it, actually. And we have some vaquita emotes, too. Feel free to spam them. If you follow me, you get to use these vaquita emotes in chat, and you can actually go download some vaquita emotes for free if you want to on my Ko-fi, ! Ko-fi. If you want those, and you can use them on your Twitch, on your Discord, on your Gilded server, anywhere you can upload emotes, as long as you don't, charge for them or like spread them around for licensing. They're free to use as long as they're not being redistributed for money, basically. Feel free to credit me with them here on Twitch or anywhere else if you'd like. But I just want to help spread awareness. So we're trying to get on the front page for October 4th, Save the Vaquita Day. So mark your calendars. And if you want to help me get to that goal, you can just lurk. ! Push to learn how to lurk if you don't know how to lurk on Twitch. But basically just let the video play. And that will help me a lot with the push. And we're getting really close, you guys. I'm hoping if today's stream goes well, which it looks like as long as everybody doesn't leave right away. It looks like this stream hopefully will hit that mark. And then this afternoon stream, we have to hit the mark again. So I'm actually kind of on hard mode because I stream twice a day. At first I thought it was a benefit because I thought it would give me extra chances to hit those numbers. But it turns out I think Twitch actually just looks at the daily average of streams. So thank you for helping me keep the number as high as possible just in case this afternoon stream does not go well. And maybe we don't hit that number. It'll hopefully help keep me up at that 75 viewer average required to apply for partner. I've got 2 today and then tomorrow, and then I should have all the streams and stream days needed to actually apply. So thank you guys so much for helping. Once I've applied, we just kind of have to maintain those numbers as much as possible, basically, so that Twitch can see, like, oh, there is a community here. Like, they aren't just showing up for the push and bailing. But I won't be as stressed. Making you talk about a stream Salute Nerd is making me... No, I love it. No, I love it, Oli. No, please, tell me all the obscure conservation things. I'm really into it. If I do make partner, I'd love to spotlight more endangered species. I think it'd be a really cool way to kind of get Twitch involved. I see a lot of charities for, like, other stuff, which, totally important stuff, but I don't see a lot of focus on, like, conservation. At least I haven't personally. I'm sure people do. So I'd love to get it on the front page and, like, just help Twitch be aware as a whole and help spread the word. So anyway, if anybody wants to help me get awareness out about Save the Vaquita Day and the vaquita, just lurk. It would mean a lot if you're able to. I have a little sculpture I've done of the vaquita I can show you in a minute, but let me see what Cha got up to. You're just checking the one on the left? Okay, cool. Let me click. I'm on clicky. See what I mean, you guys? Look at this. Cha, seriously, can I just, like... Can you just mentor me with color, please? Like, I know you always say, like, oh, you just kind of learn what colors you like, and then you just apply that, and there's, like, a level of intuitiveness that I just do not have. That you make look so easy and effortless, and I really want to do it. I love this. This is such a beautiful palette. These are gorgeous portraits. I love the painty flair that you give to everything. I think if I ever did get into portraits, I would definitely have them be more painty. But, like, holy cow, you just... it's so inspiring, you guys. This is what I mean when I say if you're not following Chakuri, you're missing out. Because look, are you guys seeing this? If you're lurking right now and you're like, oh, Casey's just saying stuff. I'm like, no, look at the screen. This is Chakuri's work. Go follow Cha. So good. Daniel, thank you for coming in on the raid. Thank you for lurking as well. Shura, hey, it's good to see you too. So many awesome artists in the chat. See, that's how you know too, because all the cool artists are hanging out with Chakuri. So, I mean, I have a lot of cool artists here, but there's a lot of other cool artists, and I'm just saying, it's a good show when you see a lot of cool art streamers coming in on a raid. Yeah, anyway, I hope you had a good stream, Cha. Thank you so much for sharing your gorgeous work and in your community with me. I really appreciate that. And again, folks, if you're not following Chakuri, just go do it. Just do it. You won't be sad about it, I promise. Let me see if I missed anything. The Lesser Prairie Chicken. Oh, I do know about them. I do know about the Lesser Prairie Chicken. Southeast. Oh, that's very cool, though. I really like that, Oli. I hope it's okay to shorten your name to Oli. If not, let me know. Hey, Uber. another fantastic artist. Good to see you here. Thank you all again for hanging out. I really appreciate the lurks. If you guys don't mind, if you're able to lurk through the rest of the stream and just hold out till we raid out, we're probably going to raid out in the next 15 or so. We're going to do the show and tell piece for the art gym. I'm working on wing studies right now for the art gym. And by the way, hi, my name is Casey. If you don't know me, I'm trying to do a lot of stuff, but right now we're trying to push for partner. But right now, we're also doing the art gem. So I was talking a lot about wing anatomy and feather layering on wings. I didn't make it to bat wings or insect wings, but if anyone did those and you want to do a show and tell, if you go into the... what's happening? If you go into the Discord, into the art gem section, so ! Discord for the link, then you can... I lost my train of thought now. You can get part of the show and tell, so... as long as it's from a study. So if it's like general art that you want to share, we actually have a showcase also. Let me do that, because I don't know if we've talked about the showcase. But there's a showcase coming up on Wednesday, excuse me. Today is the last day to enter, so you have until the end of the month, which is today. So at midnight tonight, it's going to be cutoff time. So 11:59 Pacific time. PM Pacific is when I say the cutoff is. Because that gives most people a chance to enter, I would say, until the end of the day. Or at least until they go to bed. So anyway, if you want to throw in any art in there, just one piece per month per person. No tracing, no AI, no direct copies. Just stuff you've made from your own hand, your own mind. And show us so we can show it off. Spacey, welcome in also. Josh, thank you so much. I appreciate your belief in me. I am not Chuckery. No, I am not brilliant. I'm trying to get better with color, but I do not have the handle on color theory that you do. It's so innate with you. I feel like, anyway. I will give you some of my color knowledge in exchange for 10% of your focus. Well, I've been on stream for 2.5 hours, and this is how many studies I've done. So I don't know about focus. But you can have whatever's left after this, and I will exchange that in a heartbeat for color theory knowledge. Oh, I'm sure, Oli, yeah. I'm sure it's a lot of work doing that stuff, yeah. The pink fairy armadillos, oh my gosh, are they endangered too? They are very sweet. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I bet you were excited to be in the AC for sure. You made a game? Okay, Spacey, you made a game about a lesser prairie chicken? I need to know more. Oh, thank you, chat. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm behind in chat. Let me keep scrolling to get to the bottom. Yes, please. Please do post. Anyone's welcome to join the Discord. You don't have to be a streamer or an artist. Like, it's open to everybody. It is a PG-13 environment, so just keep that in mind. It's a little less strict, I would say, than the Discord. For those who don't know, I guess this is a good way to introduce myself. I'm trying to get into the illustration world, but really specifically kidlit. So, like, kid literature. That's kind of the shorthand version for kid. They call it kidlit. Kidlit. But so most of my work kind of skews toward nature and kid scenes and like illustrative scenes. I'm trying to get better at drawing people. So I've been working on a lot of like character design stuff this year. I really hate the way that I draw kids, frankly, and I need to work on it some more. So yeah, this is the type of stuff that I do. If you like what you see and you want to help support my dream of breaking into the industry professionally, maybe working on books, book covers, graphic novels, board games even, I would be into. Yeah, feel free to lurk. That's always going to be helpful for that goal, but specifically we are pushing for partner right now. And so that's especially helpful if anybody feels like helping me hit that goal. But this is my work. Here's a vaquita, actually, featured in this piece. Hopefully I'll be having some prints of this made available. I'm actually applying to TwitchCon as well, so if anyone's going to be at TwitchCon, I don't know, if I'm there, come say hi. That'd be cool. Hopefully I'll find out whether I got in or didn't by the middle of July. We'll see. I'm nervous as heck. I really want to go. I'm trying hard not to get my hopes up. I know everyone keeps telling me it's really hard to get in, so I'm just kind of operating under the assumption that I'm probably not going to make it in, but I would love to. So I'll let you guys know more then. But honestly, thanks for lurking for that too, because right now they're making decisions about who gets into TwitchCon, and who knows? Maybe they'll come in here and see that awesome people like Chakuri and Dalice and Diana the Ashen and people are raiding in and you all are lurking and keeping those numbers high. Maybe that'll help. I have no idea. I don't know how it works. I'm just throwing everything at the wall this year and seeing what sticks. So thank you for helping me. Been trying to break into the industry for the better part of a decade, and it has not been an easy journey. And this has been, I feel like in all that time, I don't think I've ever felt closer than I do right now, but I still feel like I'm so far away. So every little bit helps. Every follow on social media helps to that note too. If you want to help any artist on social media, follow them, like a few things, bookmark some stuff on Instagram, or share some stuff on Blue Sky. All of that helps so much. So anyway, I do creature design as well for fun. We do this thing called Sea Slug Dragons where I'll let chat pick a slug and I'll design a creature. Sometimes I sculpt them too. We're actually going to be sculpting this afternoon. So I stream twice a day on Mondays and Wednesdays, and today is the once a month sculpting stream afternoon. So if you want to come back for that, we'll be sculpting. Here's one that I sculpted based on the slug you see here. And then Sea Slug Dragon Design Day is the first Wednesday of the month, which is also this week. So we're having 2 event streams this week, one this afternoon and one on Wednesday afternoon. But yeah, anyway, that's what I do. Thank you for coming in. And thank you again, Cha, for sharing your community here. Yeah, exactly. Which channel is the art share? So Chrissy, we have a few. You've probably, maybe somebody already answered. But you can share general art at any time in art share. In fact, let me just open up the Discord and show you guys around. If you plan on coming into the Discord, I know Discords can be overwhelming. I need to probably consolidate a few channels, but I just feel like I just want it to be easy for people to find what they're looking for. And I feel like if I put too many together, stuff just gets swept up in all the posts. So I need to think of a better way to do this probably. But once you join, if you go to the stream events section at the top, you'll see stream pings where you can get alerts. If you want to help with the push, you can turn on notifications here by just clicking that and going to notifications. Or you can self-assign a stream pings role in channels and roles. But the art gym right here, that is where you go to post any studies, any observational drawings or foundational practice for the art gym show and tell, which we're about to do here in a minute. The monthly art showcase is where you post 1 piece per month per person. So go ahead and check too, because there might be some people who have posted twice this month. So if you get a message from myself or a mod today, you're not in trouble or anything. It's easy to forget. So just make sure you double check. But that's where you're going to post stuff that we'll show on Wednesday. So 1 piece per person. It's supposed to be like a best of for the month for the community, basically. But you can also share social links and stuff in there, promote your projects, all that stuff. And then if you want to just share, like in general, we have a whole sharing is caring section. So anything you want to share, whether it's like an article you found, a photograph you took, videos, recipes, like there's all kinds of sharing opportunities, I guess, here. So this, if you want to just like generally share, I would say this is the place to go, is sharing is caring. Things tend to get swept away in the general chat. I mean, you can post stuff in general, but just like you see this silly gif from my good morning. But anyway, hopefully that was an okay little Discord tour. Okay. Prairie chicken game. Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out later. Spacey, thank you. That sounds awesome. Cha, I just don't have the intuitive sense that you have for it. At least it seems like you do. That's very cool. Shared with your former coworkers. That's awesome. That's awesome. I want to check that out for sure. You found the monthly one. Okay, cool. If you... Oh, thank you, Miss Art Rules. I appreciate that. Hey, Zinzin. Thank you so much for coming in. So art share is cool for bird photos. I guess you could share that in art share. It probably will get swept up really fast. We have a pic share section for photographs. We have a lot of photographers actually in the Discord. So most of the time people share stuff in Picture. But it's also a place just for people to generally post photographs that they take. So it's kind of a mix, but I would say that it's not so fast that your stuff's going to move away quickly. So that's personally where I would put it if I was going to share a photograph, but it's up to you. Yeah, if you know it, yeah, for sure. Share your bird photos. Yeah, you can even make like a thread if you had a whole bunch to share from like a certain like experience that you had, just so people can like find them all together. Because I think there's like a 10 image limit on Discord, if I'm not mistaken. I can't recall. Okay. Speaking of, let's get into the Discord. No worries, Oli, you're good. Okay. Hey, Skittle, welcome in. Oh my gosh, honored to have you, Skittle. Thank you for coming in on that raid. So let's get into the share and tell part of the stream. I'm gonna do a quick scroll to make sure that nothing is sneaking in there that's like accidentally not work safe. You're never late. No, you're right on time. Chewy, happy Monday. Thank you so much for coming in. Again, thank you to everybody who's hanging out to help get that number as high as possible for the view count, for the push. It means a lot. I really appreciate it. I will be back on this afternoon, so if anyone's available in like 4 hours to come back, just keep that in mind, but no pressure if you can't. I just appreciate anybody being here at any time. That's not true, Blue. You were here earlier. Speaking of another, like, we've had so many cool artists pop into the chat today. I really appreciate you guys. Go follow Blue Skittle if you aren't already as well. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick scroll. I see a lot of great wing studies here. Man, you guys really... Oh, and I see some insect wings and some bat wings. Awesome, awesome. Very cool. Okay, these look great. And again, if you did a study of something else, if you didn't feel like doing a wing study, that's fine too. It doesn't have to be the same topic, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. So I'm going to scroll to the top here, and we're going to... Oh my gosh, we've had a lot of people post since last week. So this is how it works. So if you just got here and you're like, shoot, I didn't know this was happening, like I wish I could have participated, it's not too late, okay? You have until tomorrow's art gym to share your studies. So you can see that this one, what we do is I start at the last one that was shared on stream, which I usually just post mine at the end. So we did praying mantis studies last Wednesday. So this will be everything that's been posted here since last Wednesday. So please don't rush. My goal for the art gym is that people actually learn from it, not just rush to share. Okay, so like really take your time, really do some studying, like learn what you need to learn. And when you're ready to share it, if you want to share it, feel free to drop it in here. And if you turns out you didn't like it, still give yourself a pat on the back. Even if you don't share, you're still taking those steps toward this goal, which is the motto of the art gym, right? We're here to get the bad drawings out. That's what we're here for. We're just struggling together. So if you're working from observation or reference of something that you struggle with, that you don't draw often, that you don't understand, you're in good company. Okay, that's the vibe I'm kind of going for with the art gym, is specifically encouraging artists to do the hard work, to do the art workout of actually studying stuff. So yeah, thank you for keeping me accountable. You guys may not realize this, but you guys are helping me do studies when I normally would not set aside time to do the studies. So thank you. And I always just invite anybody who wants to join in. So we're going to start with everything below what I just posted last week. And if you are a streamer, we're happy to shout you out. You don't have to be an art streamer. But this one's from Moon Sky Runner, who is an art streamer. Thank you so much for that quick shout out, Rue. Appreciate that. Beautiful mantis study here from Moon Sky. Really paying attention to values and proportion. Like, it looks very proportionally accurate. This is something that Moon Sky is making look easy, but it's really hard to do. It takes not just careful motor skills, but a trained eye to be able to judge the size of the head versus the size of the body versus the size of the hands. And if you're struggling with that, please don't feel bad, because everybody's at a different stage of the art journey. If no one's ever told you, here's the secret about art. You never arrive, okay? It's always a skill building process. You're never going to get to I have mastery. Other people might think you are at master level, but every artist I've ever talked to, the ones that stay with it and don't burn out anyway, which is, depending on what field you go into, couldn't be a high percentage, but you just the artists I know that I look up to are always talking about the next thing they want to learn. There's a level of excitement to learning. And you kind of have to embrace that. You have to embrace that you're perpetually going to struggle. And it's kind of up to you to turn that mental struggle from, oh shoot, I'm so far behind, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to get there, and flipping that on its head and turning it into a fire, an excitement, ooh, I can't wait until I learn how to do X or Y. And that's kind of what we try to embrace together here at the art gym. And anyway, Moon Sky, this is fantastic. I hope you guys give Moon Sky Runner a follow. They just got back into streaming here on Twitch. They've changed up their stream setup a little bit. So I was lurking the other day. And yeah, if you've checked them out before, recommend going back in and seeing what's new. But yeah, very nice person. Very fun to hang out there and lurk and just talk art and draw together. So go give Moon Sky Runner a follow. This looks fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, Moon Sky. I love it. Beautiful stuff. The trick is to never leave. That's true. Blue Skittle was here earlier. Yeah, the lighting is really good for sure. There is no destination when it comes to art. It's a permanent journey. Exactly. Oh, Moon Sky. Thank you for letting me know that, Dally. That's really nice of you. Dally says Moon Sky needs 17 more followers to hit 100. So if anybody wants to go help Moon Sky, if you like this study, that's great. Thank you, Dally, for checking that out. Go follow Moon Sky Runner and help them get closer, or maybe even hit that 100 follower goal. Very nice. Very nice to know. Here we have Zen. Zen's, I think, is Zen. I'm not sure if that's the right person on Twitch. I don't think they stream, but let us know if that's not the case. For some folks, we know if you stream or not. For others, we don't. So, oh, it is you. Okay, cool. I kind of figured with the name, but I wanted to make sure. You don't stream. Thank you. Well, it still looks fantastic. So I'm going to read what you said. Today's practice is Michael Shannon. You think you still... Hey, listen, you say you think you still don't get it. Hey, me either. You and I, we're in the same portrait boat here. I need to go hang out on Chuck Curry's streams and just absorb the portrait knowledge. But Chuck Curry is so effortless. That's like my goal, is to get to that stage. And I'm sure Chuck Curry has a goal too. Like, that's again the thing about art, is that you're kind of always progressing. And so I want this space to be a place where people who are at every point along that path feel comfortable sharing, whether you've been on the journey of art for years or you're just starting and picking up a pencil for the first time since elementary school. You know, like, I want everyone to feel like they can participate and join in. And so thank you, Zen, for sharing your study, because I also don't get it. And hearing that somebody else is struggling with portraits encourages me to keep going, because it is hard. It is hard when you have that comparison game, right? And you kind of get in your own head about, shoot, like, I'm really struggling here. Don't understand this. And it's just nice to have somebody to work out with. So yeah, thank you I think you're doing a great job. Frankly, this looks way more proportional than the studies that I come up with when I do portrait studies. Mine are so wonky. I love that you have your structure lines in here, that you can really show you're measuring and you're trying to grasp the form. And you're doing a good job. You're mapping out those values, and you found a photo with really strong values to kind of help you see the planes of the face. I see a little bit like planes of the face study going on in here, especially around the eyes too. So yeah, I think you're on the right path, personally. For what little expertise I have in portraiture, I think you're on the right path. Face planes is a great way to figure it out. Exactly. Yeah. We're all on a journey, and we're all at various places and various skill sets, and that's okay. That's okay. I think Wednesdays I might run into portrait studies. Oh, nice. That sounds great. Yeah, if I'm able to, I'd love to stop by. I feel like we'll really learn from each other. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Cha. I appreciate that. And that's what keeps art inspiring, right? Is the fact that there is more to learn always, and you just got to embrace that lifelong learner like vibe. I will say, if anyone out there is listening and you're still feeling that like almost depression, like that weight on top of you of just like, oh, I'm never gonna be good enough. Everyone's so skilled. Like, I'm just so far behind. I want to give up. Like, if this is something you want to pursue, whether it's for a hobby or for a career, I just want to let you know, like, I was in that space for a very long time, so I can totally relate to how you're feeling. And sometimes I still am. Like, especially when we do, like, architectural studies or vehicle studies on this stream. Oh my gosh. Like, that old demon of, like, this is really bad. Why are you showing anybody this? Like, that still comes up for me. So if that's coming up for you, just know you're not alone. And, you know, again, even if you tried at all, you took a step today. If you did a study of making the journey of 1,000 bad drawings to get to a good drawing. You know what I mean? So just know that you're not alone doing that. And one day, if you do feel comfortable enough to share in the art gem, we would love to see it. But there's also no pressure to share. And if anybody wants to share, but you're not in Discord or you don't want to join another Discord, I totally get it. I also have a Blue Sky. If you're on Blue Sky, you can post in the comments there. And I actually should probably check that. Let me check that really fast. Make sure nobody posted. But yeah, let me check and make sure I didn't miss something there. Okay, I don't think I did. But yeah, you can always post there as well if you don't feel like you want to do that. But Zen, I think you did great. Thank you so much for sharing and encouraging us all by showing off your studies. Let's see. I learned everything I know about humans from Chakri. I love that. Chakri's a good person to learn from. Let's see. Here we have HDMZ. Thank you again, Rue, for getting that shout out for HDMZ. Here is a repetitive madness from a couple of engines from reference, but kind of blind because they're at completely different angles. Wait. Oh, I see. So you did some engine studies from different angles and you felt like you were just kind of not understanding what you were drawing. Hey, at least you're starting the steps. You're starting that journey, HDMZ. And again, a lot of boxes here. We saw a lot of boxes, I think, from HDMZ last week too. Try draw a box. If you're a beginner artist and you're looking for a foundational art step-by-step of like going from schematic stick figure drawing to actual observational drawing, if you need a guide for that, I recommend drawabox.com. Very good, very important to do studies, even if they're just looking at objects around you and drawing them into shapes. Drawing boxes, like like turning, I don't know, this into a cylinder and drawing that. That's going to help your brain learn how to see and draw three-dimensionally, which is really important for being able to draw from imagination. So if your long-term goal is to draw better from imagination, you got to start with these foundational studies like HDMZ is doing. You got these skull turnarounds. These are fantastic. Some object studies down here, some shape studies. Like, these are great. This is what the art gym is for, is for foundational art practice just like this. So if you guys aren't following HDMZ and you want another artist to follow, go follow HDMZ. Another good one. Eyeballing a reference of prehistoric life and then just going for it. Hey, there you go. Sometimes a gesture study is a good way to kind of get out of your own head. I'm not sure if you mean gesture when you say just going for it, but I think these are fun. Love the shapes. Love the shapes. Prehistoric critter observation. It's tough with these guys, right? Because ultimately, drawing a prehistoric critter is you're doing more of almost a style study in a way, because you're drawing from paleo art typically, but still very good shapes. Like, really, there's still some stuff in here, like you can tell there's relationships to like fish and, you know, cephalopods and other animals that we can learn from here. It's to say, oh no, I'm getting the name wrong. Shoot. It's not Dacenturus, is it? It might be a Dacenturus. It was also known, it started with an M. There's like a Stegosaurus that they now think might be a juvenile. And so they decided, I think it's Dacenturus. I put this Stegosaur, I think, into Dinovember last year. Really, really fun one. But Corys, I'm sorry, my undiagnosed dyslexia possibly coming out right there. Corizy, there it is. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Cars are hard to draw on purpose. I agree, Oli. Oh, no worries, Spacey. I appreciate it. I need to work on proportions and perspective too. Christmas Cat. One of these days, I'd love to do like just a pure perspective art gym. I just don't think, like, I don't have the confidence, I don't think, to lead that in any way. And so I feel weird streaming it and talking about it, because like I don't feel like I have the proficiency to talk about it, because I'm still kind of a noob when it comes to that stuff. So if anybody out there is really good at perspective drawing and has resource suggestions that I could follow along with, I might just end up doing, we did like a mini draw box on perspective. I may revisit that and just do like the next one on perspective and draw box and do that for an art gym together. Following along with a tutorial is totally acceptable for the art gym as well, by the way. Clem, and if anyone's not, before I get into that, if anyone's not sure what counts as a study, we have like a little FAQ in the pinned messages here. You can definitely get some ideas on that right there. It's not like you're going to be in trouble. It happens all the time that people put stuff in the wrong spot, but you might get asked to move it, or it might get forwarded to another channel. Don't be offended. We're just trying to make sure that everything that's on stream, it's not just a general art share. It's got a really specific purpose. But if you want to be a part of a general art share, the monthly art showcase is a fantastic option. And again, last day to submit is today. So some mantis studies from Clem. These are awesome looking. I love, if you were wondering how to break an animal into shapes, Clem does a great job at breaking them into shapes, finding the anatomy and breaking those places. You kind of want to look for, kind of like Clem has done here, the places where joints meet is where a new shape typically would begin, right? So you want to break like the arms into you could do like perspective drawing like they've done, and do like, you know, three-dimensional rectangles to kind of practice drawing in perspective. You see that here in the forelimbs. What did they call it? The raptorial forelimb, I think was the name. I really liked that name, so I'm going to try and remember it. And then they've also have got some contour lines drawn around the cylinder shapes here to kind of remind the brain that this is a three-dimensional object, right? It's not just two lines, it's a three-dimensional tube, you know, creating this limb shape. These look great, Clem. Lovely studies. Mantises are very cool creatures. It was really fun doing a study of those with you guys. Here's a nice like contour gesture. I love that. That's a great way to study these critters. Mech mantis, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I think this is the orchid mantis. I don't think I drew one of these, but I recognize that horn shape. I think we were just looking at them. But yeah, really nice way of breaking down the segments and thinking about this animal, not only proportionally, like looking at the size of, you know, the head compared to the thorax and the abdomen. What did they call it? There was like two kinds of thoraxes or something. But also just thinking about it in dimension. So these look great, Clem. Thank you so much for sharing. There's my little bug reaction. Love it. Oh, another one from Zen. Nice. These look great. Let's see. Sorry for butchering this man. No. You didn't butcher him at all. I think it looks great. I don't know who he is, but he looks great. If it makes you feel any better, I don't know anything about celebrities, so you're not gonna offend me. I don't know any of them. There's like 5 celebrities I think I could name on site, and this one is not one of them, so it's fine. Let's see. I'm behind in chat. It keeps pausing. HDMZ has been playing Rain World lately. Nice. Yeah, for sure. Facial proportions are still a mystery to me. Checkery's work is like flippin' dark magics. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, Sancho. That's what I'm saying. Cillian Murphy from Peaky Blinders. Oh, okay. I've heard the name Cillian Murphy, but I would not know them. I think I watched like 1 episode of Peaky Blinders and I was like, I don't think this is for me. It was kind of intense. Maybe I just wasn't ready for that at the time. But, yeah. No, this looks fantastic, right? See? You people who can draw faces, I tip my hat because I struggle. Me too. Me too, Corizy, me too. I struggle hardcore with faces. I'm working on it, but it's not easy. Miragaia! Thank you, Sloppy. I was like, what was the name of that dinosaur? It was Miragaia. Yep. Yeah, it was some really nice gestures for sure. Oh, thank you, Oli, for the diagnosis. I'm gonna take that as official. Yeah. Teaching is a good way to learn it sometimes, yeah. So there's practice makes perfect, but there's also practice makes permanent. That's like the flip side of like if you're reinforcing a bad habit or a misunderstanding, the way that you understand something, the more you reinforce that. If it's a misunderstanding, you're gonna still be digging that neural pathway deeper in your brain. So that's part of why I'm hesitant to host it, just because I'm like, I don't feel like I know enough to really like talk about it on stream, but maybe I'll get there. No, I think you're doing great. Zen. I think, again, the planes of the face look great. The structural setup of it looks great. I think you're on the right path. Don't give up. Keep going. Oh, we have another... Ooh, it's a hot day, yes. We have another study from HDMZ doing some objects from observation. This is something I highly recommend. If you are able to draw objects around you, draw your hand like it looks like HDMZ did here, draw, anything from life that you can see, is going to make your brain understand form a lot quicker than just drawing from flat, 2-dimensional images. And that's because a flat image has what we call an implied line, okay? So like there's an implied edge here because of the difference between color. There's an implied line that you can just copy as you draw. Your brain's not having to find that. Whereas if you draw from observation, your brain has to figure out how to make that implied line and put it through to your hand to draw that in a way that looks believable. So it's a lot more like careful observation work, and it's gonna put you further down the path on your art journey much faster. So I always recommend doing that. Thank you, HDMZ, for always showing off those studies when you've got them. It's very fun to see you drawing from things in life. E-Tech, iguanas are hard. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I believe E-Tech streams too. So we'll get you a shout out here in just a second. But this looks fantastic. My chat is still broken. Hold on, I need to scroll down. Oh, no worries. Hey, Zen, that's part of it, is like sometimes stepping away from the drawing and coming back to it later and seeing it later, you can kind of catch those things faster. Iguanas are softer. Well, softer to the touch, perhaps. Shark Geek, yes. You're reaching your stop. Be lurking. Thank you so much for the lurks, Zen. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day. Hope you had a good bus ride. Drawing from life is great. Usually I have my sauropod figures on hand. Yeah, drawing from figurines is a good way to do studies for sure. Yeah. Yeah. This looks fantastic, E-Tech. Is the art gym for all studies or only the prompts? All studies, yeah. Yep. All studies. As long as it's from observation or reference, or it's some kind of like learning-based foundational art study. So it's the idea behind the art gym, again, is to kind of like encourage people to do the less fun type of drawing, which is going to be like practice, basically. So it's not a place to just put any kind of art you've made. It's just supposed to be to encourage each other to do this, to do those studies from observation, to draw stuff we haven't drawn using reference, using observational skills. That's what's going to help all of us. Let's see. But you have, I mean, we do this every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so there's no rush. Like, if you're just getting here, feel free to, keep working on what you're working on and then share tomorrow, because we'll be doing this again tomorrow too. But these, we have a lot today because this is everything since last Wednesday. So people, you have like all week constantly to post in here. So please don't rush just to share. I want you to get what you need to out of your studies. But yeah, ETAC streams here. It does sculpting as well. So if you guys want to go follow, also does some game streams, if I'm not mistaken. So go follow ETAC. This is lovely. Great job with the proportions. I think it looks great. And you tackled something that maybe you hadn't drawn before, which is always a good idea. And I think you did a nice job. I like that you did like the colored lines. I remember you were asking something about that. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was you. And it's very cool to see. I think it looks great. You're using it to great effect. Here we have, from Miss Art Rules, I think went to the zoo, it looks like, perhaps, and did some observational drawing from animals at the zoo. Fantastic practice that I highly recommend if you're not doing it already, folks. I wish I could afford a day pass to the zoo because I would be over there all the time. But also, you know, gas is expensive. But it's really a good idea. I would love to... When I first moved to Denver, I had a group of artists that I would go and do this with. We would walk around the zoo, draw together, do various studies. It was such a good practice to be in, and I would love to start something like that again maybe someday when I'm not working a day job. I don't have any time for extracurricular stuff right now, but it's such a good habit to get into. And I think you're doing a great job, Miss Art Rules. Love elephants. I think this is a vulture of some kind. Looks fantastic. Keep it up. Keep doing studies, and thank you for sharing. Here we have Amaze doing a feather study of... Oh, this is that bird somebody was talking about last week, and I can't remember the name again. I forgot it. But it's really cool. It's really cool. And the feathers look fantastic. Really good job with the feather and wing anatomy. If you guys aren't following Amaze, go give a follow. I'm going to hydrate really fast. Smooth build Annie. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Amaze does animation, comics, character art, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, very primal looking bird for sure. So go give a follow. Thank you so much for participating, Amaze, and for helping mod. I appreciate that as always. We are about to be in an ad break, so we're going to hang out here for just a minute and do a stretch. And then after the ads, we will get back into it and look at the next ones. But for now, we'll just kind of hang out here on Amaze's awesome study. I had to split the wing into sections. Yeah, this is a foreshortened wing too. So like, if you know anything about bird anatomy, this is the hand up here. That means the elbow is like way down here and the shoulder is here, but it's kind of going toward, it's like halfway unfolded. It's like coming out of the unfolded posture. So like, its hand is basically just doing this, but the elbow and you can't even see my arm. The elbow and the forearm are sort of like pulled in toward the body. And it's also pointing a little bit toward the camera. So this is a really difficult angle anyway to draw this animal from. These feathers right here are not wing feathers. Those feathers are overlapping. They're actually the saddle feathers is what they call them. The head and neck feathers kind of extending and the shoulder feathers extending to cover up part of that wing when it's folded. So it's a tough angle to draw. So we're going to be in an ad break. So if you want to join me in stretching, speaking of stretching your arms and hands, let's do a posture stretch together. Food, Lurkin, enjoy your food. Yep, we're going to unshrimp. Exactly. You photographed some Annies is that how you call it? That's really cool. I'd love to see, honestly. Again, any photographers in the chat, if you have any pics you want to share, we have a whole pic share section in the Discord. Lots of people are big fans. And let us know if you do post in the Discord whether or not artists are free to use those as reference or not. That would be helpful too, because I know some people pick through the photography in there to find photo refs. So feel free to let us know if that's something you're comfortable with. So I'm going to push my shoulder blades back together and arch my back. So it's kind of an awkward thing to do on stream, but it is a really good posture stretch. You're going to unshrimp. So you're going to go from this hunchbacked position to an overcorrection, like make a C shape with your back and hold and push those shoulder blades in and together and just hold for about 20 to 45 seconds. Okay. There you go, the Raven. Exactly. That's such a cute stretch emote. I need to make a stretch emote. Because I have so many emotes that I want to make. They're probably going to have to wait till after the push at this point. So maybe next month. But C shape or J shape. Yes, depending on which way you're looking, that's true. Is that more of a she shape? C shape? I think it's a J shape for you guys. It's a J shape. Yeah, my very unhelpful advice earlier. But yeah, arch your back, push your shoulder blades together, and hold for about 20 to 45 seconds. She shapes, C shapes by this, oh gosh, the seashore. There it is. Nope, I can't do it. You have so many slots after the push. You think, Raga? Yeah. You mean emote slots? I was actually wondering about that, Raga. Do you know if they count like existing or previously unlocked slot numbers? Because like this month we broke our sub records for sure, and I was like, holy cow! You know, I hit the like I was wondering like if that would carry over if you have to start over. I guess I'll find out, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I will have a lot of slots to fill, so. Which is good. I have about 25 emotes waiting to be made. And stretch emote is one of them. Oh, by the way, speaking of stretch, I'm sorry. So you're gonna... People are like, help, I'm dying. If you're following along, you're gonna overarch and stretch, hold for 20 seconds, and then basically after 20 to 45 seconds, you're gonna unarch your back. So you're gonna go from hunched to overcorrected and then relaxed. So a lot of you've heard this before, but we always have new people lurking. So if that's news to you, the reason you do it is to kind of overcorrect so you can kind of sit yourself up in a more upright position at the end. And you can even do some shoulder rolls, some neck rolls, anything to kind of loosen up those muscles is going to help with your posture. So I'm just trying to work on my back posture so that I don't have back pain when I'm older. That's my goal. Thank you for joining me, and I think we're back from ads. So let's continue. And again, Amaze, thank you for sharing. These look fantastic. Do I have a bird emote? Burb. Let's do a black burb. And welcome back from ads, by the way. For anybody who sat through those, I really appreciate it. It does help a lot with the ad revenue, helps me pay for the studio, all that good stuff. So, this one is from Old Blue Bones. Old Blue Bones. I believe Jack Lantern art here in chat. But these look great. Art Gem Day 8. I love that. Ooh, you got a nice little direction of the feathers study. That's a good idea. A lot of those, what was I saying, like wing tutorials that I was sharing, never feel bad about just like drawing from a drawing, especially when it's like that, because the artist is going to have broken down this complex shape right here into like the sections you can be thinking about. And that's going to help that, what we call a visual library, your creative bank account. It's going to help you kind of reinforce all that anatomy knowledge so that you can bring it back into your own drawing later. And I love that you did basically a flight cycle for a bird here to kind of look at how the wings move, like how the arms are moving, how everything is flexing and collapsing as they beat their wings, so that you can understand more about how flight works, how the arms, what you're actually seeing in the wing, right? Fantastic idea to look at that. And I hope it helped. And a good way to check for understanding, that's like a teaching term. For those who don't know, you want to always, like a good teacher is going to check for understanding. I would say a good student also checks for understanding. So once you're done doing your studies, after you've done a few, especially if you've done a bunch from different angles like this, go to the side, get a sketchbook, and without reference, try to draw like a basic wing. Try to break those shapes down again in your mind, or maybe draw a character with wings and see where you struggle, see where you don't struggle. And that's going to help you understand what you still need to work on, okay? Hey, Lupin the Wolf, how are you? What is Art Gym? Well, Art Gym is what we're doing right now. It's like a workout session for artists as far as working out those art muscles. So here's a little blurb about it in the chat. But what people do is we do studies together from observation or from reference, and then we share. So we're actually in the share and tell part of the Art Gym. I'm going to give you a little flex muscle there for a good workout. Well done. Jack Lantern Art, thank you for participating. Yeah, these wings do look great, right, guys? Yeah, totally. Yep, that's me. I'm trying to remember. For folks, if I don't know your name in Discord, if it's different than your chat name, feel free to speak up in chat when we get to yours so people know who to congratulate and who to cheer on for the studies. Yeah, we do it every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Lupin. So if anybody wants to join in tomorrow, I haven't decided what the theme is yet. I'm actually going to be working on the calendar for July. This afternoon. Probably after the afternoon stream, I have a massive list of things I need to get done today, so we'll see how much of that I get through. But one of those things is working on the July calendar. So if anybody wants to join the Discord, there's the link. Just over here, actually, in the stream events section, I try to keep anything related to stream here. The stream schedule is where you can find the updated like Art Gym topics, like any special events that you want to plan for. I got a few coming up this month, so working on possibly a couple of others. So we'll see. But stay tuned, guys, and keep an eye on that channel if you want to make note of any special events. I keep this updated a lot more than I do the Twitch schedule. The Twitch schedule just basically says my my general stream times. I try to put special event streams in there, but this one is from Dracon. Did a Hoatzin, a bearded vulture, a Harris hawk, and an eagle of some sort. These are all great animals. Actually, some of my favorite birds of prey are in this group. I don't believe the Hoatzin is a bird of prey, but it's a really cool bird. It's actually got a thumb spike. It's actually got a prehistoric claw on its wing, so it's actually a very dinosaurian-looking bird. If you don't know about the Hoatzin, it's also a vegetarian. I think it's the only purely vegetarian bird. Actually, they're really cool animals. Go look them up. If you want to see what possibly dinosaurs may have looked like, a Hoatzin is a good guess because it has a lot of like prehistoric throwback. Just a body plan that has worked really well for a really long time. Yes, the thumb bird, exactly. But Dracon, these look fantastic. I also really love, they also call these, I think, lamagers? I'm not sure how you say it, but a bearded vulture. It's an old world vulture. It's a really pretty animal if you haven't seen them before. And these studies look great. Really good job paying attention to like breaking down the wing sections. I can kind of see you thinking about that here. Dracon, these look great. This is not an easy angle. There's a lot of stuff going on here with these feathers that it would be hard to pick apart if you don't have kind of a basic structural understanding of anatomy of the wing. But you did a great job. You nailed that perspective on this one, especially is tricky. And it looks like you weren't just guessing. It looks like you were actually drawing what you saw, which is really important. I don't think we've talked about that today, but it's really important to try and look at your reference more than where your hand is drawing. That's not to say you should do a totally blind contour drawing. I mean, you can, but that's going to help you more gesturally. But if you're trying to actually understand what you're drawing, you want to really do careful observation. And that's true whether you're drawing from life or from a photo reference. And I can tell you were doing that there because I don't see, especially like right here, I don't see as much guesswork as I would expect to see from somebody who's just like totally just looking at their hand while they draw. You're really trying to pay attention to the shapes that you're seeing here. And it shows. It shows in a really solid study. And that's true for all of these. Well done, Dracon. These look great. Thank you so much for sharing. Hoatzin is also called the reptile bird, the skunk bird, and the stink bird. Oh yeah, I've heard they're pretty smelly. Because they're basically they ferment their food, so they smell kind of like rotting vegetation, apparently. Like you know when one's around, I guess. So they're not the nicest smelling animals, but they're they're making it work. They're making it work. Here we have another one from Miss Art Rules. This is like a really nice breakdown of the wing. So here's the reference. You guys, just like Miss Art Rules and Dracon did, you can always feel free to share your reference. Sometimes it can help us like see where you came from and what you're studying, and kind of see where you stylized and where you didn't, and just kind of helps us to understand how you studied. And it can be very encouraging to like see like maybe Miss Art Rules did a different take on this than maybe you would have chosen to, or I would have chosen to. But it looks like Miss Art Rules did a study of this central wing to kind of have a breakdown of the feathers and how they attach to the skin and the skeleton. And yeah, just really studying the anatomy of the wing and like actually writing down like primary, first primary, secondary, and first secondaries. That's great. I actually didn't know they were called first secondaries. Nice. These look fantastic. Lovely, lovely traditional media study here. Hey, Lemon Chicken, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. And Zebra Acrylic, hello, hello. Thank you guys for coming in and supporting. We are looking at the show and tell part of the art gym right now. And yeah, the push is going well. We are actually, hopefully, if this afternoon's stream at 4 p.m. Mountain Time goes well too, then hopefully today will be a day we can put a checkbox on for the push. It will be our 15th required day out of 16 needed to actually be partnered. And then tomorrow will be the last official, like not official push day, but the last day needed to hit that 16. And then I'm hopefully going to apply on Wednesday. Sometime between this Wednesday and next Wednesday is when I'm going to be applying. It kind of depends on a couple of things. One, when I get the application written and proofread. Two, once I can figure out like where the actual 2-month delineation lands. But yeah, so far all the streams this month have hit, and that's because of you guys. They've all hit that 75 average. People rating in, people lurking, people showing up early. Really, really helps a lot to kind of make up the difference on low numbers. So thank you to everybody who's been showing up as early as possible. I know my stream times don't line up for everybody very well. It's just part of it. But I appreciate people getting here as early as they can. And if anyone wants to help with the push, there's more information in the chat. But Missed Art Rules, this looks great. Yeah, thanks for asking, Lemon Chicken. I appreciate it. It's been not, I don't want to say stressful, but it's been a little overwhelming in a lot of ways. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody helping, and it was very nerve-wracking for the first, like, I would say, like, half of the push. But you guys have been amazing. People keep showing up, and every single time I turn on the stream, honestly, I'm like, all right, today's the day everybody forgot, or, like, just stopped caring, and that's fine. Like, I kept expecting that, and people, like, I'm just totally floored that every stream has made the 75 so far this month. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So thank you all for making that happen. Here's another study, actually, from Missed Art Rules. I totally missed that. These are both from you. I'm so sorry. Another great anatomical drawing. Like, you have a really nice, like, really nice structure to this. Really good proportional study here. This looks fantastic, Missed Art Rules. Yeah, well done. Really well done. Yeah, great job looking at the reference here. Artavin, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're doing well. We are... There's a wing emote right there. I can't wait for you to get through your push streams without having missed the goal a single time, forcing me to eat my words. Wait, what are my words that I'm eating? What did I say would happen? I mean, I'm happy to eat words. I eat lots of stuff. Yeah. Oh, you mean just like not knowing if it would happen? Yeah. I mean, listen, I'll be flattered. Even if they don't all make it, I'm still very humbled and overwhelmed. Like, everybody, you've all been so supportive and amazing. But yeah, it's I don't know. If I think about it too much, I get a little bit emotional, just because it's been like many years of trying to have any amount of traction and get my work in front of art directors or agents, and it's just like, it's easy to expect nothing when that's all you feel like you've really gotten on social media. And so that's why it's like overwhelming to think about. So thank you all, seriously. Thank you for proving me wrong. Thank you for helping. I'm sure that there will be streams that don't hit the goal. Yeah, well, I just, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to believe in yourself as an artist, period. But I think, like, having left a stable career a long time ago and just, like, feeling like I've done nothing but struggle ever since, it's just really, you learn to keep your expectations low. I guess I'll just say that. So thank you all. I appreciate you. These drawings are incredible. Let's see. I forgot to see who said Sirius, mostly owls, and I think an eagle. Yeah, no, these are fantastic. I was just admiring the layering right here. Yeah. As someone who has had a mostly stable career and feels like they're struggling all the time, and that's the thing too. That's the thing. It's like even the pros, like even the artists who have made it. I think it's like part of the illusion of social media too, and it's like part of that is what I need to like reconcile with my brain. But like, social media following and social media success does not equal career success either. Like, it's just because the algorithm is being nice to somebody does not mean that they're making money. And art is just a struggle, period. It doesn't really matter. Even if you're getting a paycheck, the number of pros that like in the industry that tell me like, hey, I don't feel like I've arrived, like I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm just like, really? Because you're like doing it from where I'm sitting. But yeah, it's just the whole thing. You paid $15,000 in taxes. Oof. Yeah. And the whole like being an LLC and freelancing and just like being your own business owner, business taxes are not kind. At least I don't know about you guys, but where you're at, but in Colorado, I pay 30% of all my income goes back to taxes, basically. So like every $10 I make, I keep back $3 essentially. Or I guess maybe that's not the right math. Every $100 I make, I keep back 30. Which when you spend 75% of your income on cost of living, which like we do in Colorado, that basically leaves like, no wiggle room. But anyway, enough about how expensive Colorado is. Serious, these are great. I'm so sorry. I keep getting distracted. I love your structural drawing here. I love your anatomy of your wings. Again, you guys are really nailing it, a lot of you, on the foreshortening here. I feel like everybody we've seen do this is just like killing it with these. But seriously, these look fantastic. Really nice layering, really nice wing anatomy, feather anatomy. Like, again, that's like, I feel like that's one of the hardest things with drawing feathered wings is just remembering where to layer the feathers. So if you can get that part down, it helps a lot. Yeah. Sirius, there you are in chat. I see you there. These are yours. You've been lurking. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. And let us know if you stream so we can shout you out. It's okay if you don't, but anyone, let us know. Yeah, these are amazing. No, Sirius did a great job. Here, let's keep it while I catch up on chat here. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Dally. Yeah, that does make it really tough. Yeah, tax season is no fun when you're basically an independent contractor is what a lot of artists are. I don't know if that's true for you, but anyway, I guess it might be different if you work for a studio, but yeah, seriously, these look fantastic. Amazing stuff. Lisa Simpson stare. Brivoette! Hey, Brivoette, it's good to see some studies from you. These look, I can already tell, look fantastic. It's always fun to see a color study, too. And Brivoette does secretly stream sometimes, you guys. So if you're not independent contractor, oof. I'm so sorry. Yeah, well, I might have to get on top of some tax stuff this year myself, and I'm not looking forward to tax season. So anyway, I think I'm gonna have to hire a CPA because I don't have time to deal with my own taxes, basically. But Brivoette, these look fantastic. Really nice colors. Let me see if I can find you to give you a shout out. If you guys aren't following Brivoette, like I said, they're a sneaky streamer. They don't always tell us, and it's very sporadic, but highly recommend. Brivoette has been doing a bunch of very cool, like, traditional paintings that they've been working on for a while now, I think, for a show. And I think if I recall, the show did finish, but yeah, it's really cool to see some studies from you. I love the handling of color and thinking about value. I like that you did a featherless chicken wing here, or a bird wing rather. Very good. It's honestly a good way to see that anatomy, right? You can see the shoulder, you can see the elbow, see the wrist. There's those hand bones, and there's the fingers, and that's what's underneath the wing. If you've never thought about your chicken wing, if anyone out there eats chicken wings, take a close look at your chicken wing next time. Analyze it like an artist, study it like a scientist. It's gonna help you understand. You could sketch some chicken wings, that's true. But these look fantastic, Brivoette. Thank you for sharing. Kamina tea time. Some lovely insect wings. There's the references, and here we go with our studies. Forewing, hindwing, you got those shapes in there, and look, a beautiful traditional media study of a red spotted purple, I'm assuming butterfly? Very, very nice. These look great. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. Yeah. Really nice structure to this, too. There's a lot of complexity with insect wings, and it's kind of interesting to me. If you break it down, you can still, in a lot of insect wings, you can kind of see some of the same basic segments that you see in a bird wing. Not the same, certainly, but like, you see it especially in like locust wings, I feel like. If anyone goes to look at a locust wing, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because you'll see like the section that would be the covers, or the coverlets or whatever, and the section that would be the secondaries, and the section that would be the primaries. I think it's pretty cool. Oops. There we go. These look beautiful. Hawks and some other birds have legitimate thumb talons. Yeah, they do. A lot of birds do. A lot of water birds actually still have like a little wing spike. They call it a wing spur, actually. Yeah, they call it a wing spur. So if you look at, like, I think some ducks have a prominent one. There's some herons, I think, that have them. But yeah, technically it's just like a thumb claw. And yeah, look up wing spur on birds, and you'll see probably a lot of variety on who has them and who doesn't. Quasimodo, lovely to see you doing some studies with us, like after your first time chat. That's super cool. You got a bat wing study in here. Love to see it. Some really nice... I can tell you're really trying to pay attention to that feather layering on the wing. That is not easy to do. Really nice shape, too, with this barn owl and with this little falcon here. Lovely attention to detail. Great job doing your little art gym workout. And thank you so much for joining us. Honored to have you. Give you a little workout for your first art gym. Love it. Thought that was a bat thing to have a thumb claw. Yeah, it's not just for bats, turns out. Yeah. Exactly. Yangularoo. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to speed up a bit because it's almost 12:30. I really need to get some other stuff done before we stream again in like 3.5 hours. So I love that we have so many, but I am going to have to go a little quicker. This is from Yangularoo. Yeah, no, thank you for participating, Quasimodo. For those who don't follow Yangula Rue, you should change that. Rue does animation studies. If you haven't seen an animation study from Rue, every once in a while we get treated with an animation study. Rue likes to look at videos of whatever creature or people or whatever it is we're doing and like study the actual movement of the animal, which I think is so smart and such a good way to do studies. And it's a really good way to absorb like how these animals work. And if you didn't know, Rue has been doing a ton of bat animation. So Rue already has a proficiency here, I think, because Rue has been working with a bat documentary team and is now a credited artist. Big claps in the chat for Rue, by the way. A credited artist on a documentary, which is awesome. But yeah, if you want to go follow Yangula Rue and support, Rue also streams. So click that heart up there, or click Rue's name. Definitely make sure you don't miss Yangula Rue streams. I think it's really cool, and I think this looks great. Yeah. Yeah, big time claps in the chat for sure. This looks fantastic. It's so fun to watch, very mesmerizing. I like that you did it like turning around and at different angles of the wing flap too. Like that's got to be difficult with the foreshortening. Beautiful stuff, Rue. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm gonna find a bat emote here. And looking forward to more. Those are some really good clap emotes also, by the way, chat. Well done. Here we have some studies from Artie Gobb. Artie did some lovely wing studies. Oh, this is great. This is a great breakdown too. Yeah. Really nice wing. I don't know where you found that, but really nice wing anatomy breakdown. I love how you have the sections of the wing that you've kind of planned out for yourself to help you map like where the feathers should lay. So again, feathers are such a complex part of wing anatomy. Definitely worth your time to really look at how they layer, what their sections are, so that you can quickly map that out in your imaginative drawing. And this is the way you do it. You do exactly what Artie is doing. Well done, Artie Gobb. Thank you so much for drawing along. It's lovely to have you participate in the art gym. And give you a flex as well. Good workout here. Chrissy Carson, been working on feet studies. And you do stream. Perfect. We will get you a shout out. Oh my gosh, these look great. Holy cow. Lovely feet studies. Really, really nice. Like, I love this color study right here. I love that. I don't know if you did that color on your own or if it was like lit that way, but it's really, really nice value study. I'm going to definitely focus in on that. Chrissy Carson, thank you so much for studying along. We'll get you a little shout out there. Make sure you follow if you aren't already. Wait, am I following? Hold on. If I click this and it unfollows, I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. Yeah, now I made sure I was following. I'm pretty sure I am. The color was lit that way. Okay. It's really cool. It's really nice, like under lighting and just like a little bit of rim lighting, and you get some of that like subsurface scattering effect a little bit with the toes, I imagine. Really nice foreshortening on these. These look fantastic. Yeah, lovely stuff. Really nice values, really nice structure. These are great. Lovely feet studies. Thank you so much for sharing. Bat and pterosaur wings. Man, you guys were prolific today. Let's see. Bat. These look great. Really nice. So pterosaurs have such interesting anatomy. I think it's definitely worthwhile to do this kind of a study. I haven't done enough pterosaur studies. I was actually thinking of doing like a flying reptile and a marine reptile version of Dinovember. If anyone knows of like an existing challenge that's like Prehistoricember or something, or like, I don't know, like something that I can like work in to kind of, I don't know. I think it'd be really fun to look at a lot of animals like pterosaurs and elasmosaurs and stuff. Yeah, really, really interesting. They have a very unique anatomy. And I think looking at stuff like Prehistoric Planet would probably be the best way to like study how they move, since we don't have like a real one to look at, you know? But yeah, these bat wings breakdown, these breakdowns look really nice too. Really nice studies here. Thank you so much for sharing, Crazy. I appreciate you participating. Lovely stuff. Quetzalcoatlus, yeah, that's a really good one. Oh, Dally has some studies. Nice. This looks like a bit of a... What is this? This is from a movie that I feel like I should recognize. Bit of a style study here from Dally. Using it looks like, I feel like I recognize this, and I'm so sorry that I don't, so please let me know. Megan, yes, I haven't seen that, but I've heard about it. This looks fantastic. Oh good, potential spam is calling me again. How do you get, Guys, I get so annoyed with all the spam calls. I get so many spam calls. I kind of think it's because I'm on a family plan, and I think I'm being lumped in with like signups that maybe my family is signing up for. So I'm getting like a ton of like political texts and like other things, and I just don't know how to end them. But I get them all the time. They're very stressful. Anyway, you guys aren't here to hear about that. This is a lovely like scene still. Got a study from an actual a show scene. I forget the name. Is it White Lotus? I think. Yeah, I'm really not on the up and up with pop culture, but these look fantastic. Lovely, each one of these. Very lovely, like structured drawing. Really, really well done, Dally. Of course. And I always love the way that you paint in the hair. It just looks so nice. Like you somehow managed to make these just look really effortless. When I know it's actually the result of like years of practice, but they look fantastic. Oh, and Dally, if you guys aren't following Dally, I'm sorry, Dally. Dally actually rated us earlier, so hopefully a bunch of you followed earlier, but if you forgot to follow Dally, make sure that you click that little heart button right up there if you want to see some more stuff like this. Dally does lots of studies on stream, so make sure that you don't miss out. Let me just check something really fast. The hair is amazing, I agree. I agree. Okay, got like 3 more. Let's see. Spacey did some hand studies yesterday. Nice, nice. Love to see it. Beautiful stuff. Really, really hard to do like interaction. I feel like interaction studies are so helpful. Because it's easy to draw an object, not easy, but it's easier to draw an object in isolation or a figure in isolation. But when you have to have them interacting, it's like you have to think about proportion. You have to think about like what's happening where contact is made, all that kind of stuff. Really, really nice. If you're ever able to take a life drawing class where you have two figures to draw from, I think that's always super helpful as well. These look great. Hand and a flex as well. Lovely stuff, Spacey, and thank you so much for sharing. The class hands are brutal, I bet. Yeah, I was gonna say, this is tough. Like the fingers, drawing fingers like that, I think is one of the hardest things for me with hands, is like this specific type of like not making them look weird, and like, especially if they're foreshortened at all, it's just like so hard when you don't have the context of the rest of the hand, I feel like. At least for me. Lovely stuff here. Sloppy, at some point I switched from studying a goose wing to a bird of prey and then back, so proportionally I don't know. But hey, there you go, that's okay. But you think you get it now. Well, there you go. You spent the time learning the anatomy, and that's kind of the key. That's the key. I think it looks great. You got your dorsal, you got your ventral. This is very, very scientifically laid out. Perfect. Love the segments. I love, again, that you're paying attention to the, excuse me, the layering of the feathers. Let me get some water really fast. Excuse me. I've been talking a lot at my day job, and I think my voice is still recovering from last week. May have to have some cough drops today. But Sloppy, these look great. You're doing so well. Yeah, really, really good job. I love your notes, too. I love that you're taking notes like the primaries fan out from the hand bone. Exactly. It's like a whole section in and of itself coming from the hand. And so when they do this, the primaries go with the fingers, right? It's a great way to think about it. Yeah, these are great notes. It's honestly a great idea for anybody to do these kinds of breakdowns of anatomy studies if you want to really understand wing anatomy. Very nice work, Dally. Thank you so much for sharing. Or, Dally. Sloppy Salamander. Sorry, I saw Dally's name. Sloppy. Thank you so much for sharing. And then last but certainly not least, we have Suntroa. Suntroa is also an art streamer here on Twitch. And if you want to go give him a follow, fantastic study. Love the shapes of the wings that you got here. Got those strong bird of prey, like weird, I forget what it's called, but it's like when the feather does this thing where it comes out and then it has like a divot. Like there's different lengths of filament or whatever they are, the little hooked structures on the feathers that actually make up the feather. It's like it changes shape halfway down the feather shaft, which is super cool. But you guys should go follow Suntroa, a fantastic character artist, and not just characters, does environments and layouts and all kinds of things. And obviously very good at creatures too. Look at those shoulder shapes, you guys. I love that. I love that you broke it down into shapes, and you did such a good job isolating that section of like shoulder feathers, kind of overlapping the wing feathers. And this is not an easy perspective to take here. Okay. Beautiful stuff. Well, thank you everybody for participating. The osprey has a lot of that. Yeah, it's true. It does. Yeah, some birds of prey have more than others. I know there's some owls that show that display that as well. Okay, I have got to run, guys, because I have, like I said, a massive list of things I got to get done between streams, like today. And I would love to get started on that. So, really quick, I'm just gonna slide this guy over here so I can easily screenshot them together. And then we are gonna find another artist to raid. So if you are able to hang out through the raid, it would mean a lot to me. It's a good way to earn extra channel points as well. But it just helps secure those numbers for the view count. So I really appreciate anybody who's able to lurk for like another minute or two. We are gonna go find an art raid target. Let's see. Mine from today. I don't know why that was so hard for me to think of the words. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me for a wing study day. Oops, I just crashed Krita. Hold on, everybody. Krita's gotta think. Ooh, it's always scary when that happens. Let's save one more time. Save this too and close just in case we're having a hard time today. Yeah, thank you everybody for drawing along. Thank you for hanging out with me. I super appreciate it. We will be back this afternoon at 4 p.m. to do some sculpting. So if you would like to come back for that, set your alarms, I guess, for 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And thank you so much for all the subscribers. Again, if you subscribed today and I didn't get your kaiju animal written down, just let me know in the stream event section of the Discord, or let a mod know and they can relay it to me. But thank you again to everybody for lurking, for subbing, for my mods there, everybody who's shown up in the credits here, for the raids, Chakuri, Dana the Ashen, Dali. I really appreciate the support. Thank you to everybody hanging out for the push. It's we're getting close. We're getting close. So I appreciate you guys staying tuned. And if you want to know how you can help with the push, well, just join my Discord. There's lots of stuff in the announcement sections about how to help. And you can also just lurk. Just make a point to try and be here as early as you can for streams. And even if you can't be there at the start, just showing up at all is honestly super helpful. And staying around is also extremely, I'm very thankful for that. So I appreciate everybody who was able to do so. Like I said, I'll be back to do sculpting this afternoon. If I forgot to say that, we are sculpting. So, oh, hold on. Let me see. Maybe I have us a raid target. Hold on. Let's see. Are they work safe is the only question. Okay, possibly this person. I'm not sure if they're work safe, but let's see. We raided them. We've raided them. Oh, wait. Have we been able to raid? Hold on. Have we been able to raid? We haven't. Okay, well, I know where we're going. We're going to go to one of my favorite art streamers that we have apparently not been able to raid in over a month. They've definitely raided us to support the push and just been always just generally very awesome. We are going to go say hi. Hey, Mad. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming in to be work safe. I know, I'm so sorry, Mad. If I wasn't trying to get into kids' books, I wouldn't be so strict about it, but I still appreciate you. You know what, you guys? You should also go follow Mad Concepts, another fantastic artist. We've rated you before anyway, I think. But, you know, if you like spooky, creepy, a little bit of gore, highly recommend Mad Concepts. If that's your vibe, make sure you follow. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I really appreciate y'all. We are going to go say hi to, again, one of my favorite art lyrics on Twitch. I think he was in my top 5 last year. We're going to go say hi to Jay Stiller. Apparently we haven't rated Jay in over a month, which is truly a crime. So let's go say hi. He does this cool thing where he'll do like a bunch of thumbnails in stream, and then he'll let chat pick the thumbnail, and then he'll kind of just like quickly within a couple of hours just have this gorgeous landscape environment painting. Sometimes he's been doing a lot of characters and storytelling in that too lately. So please stick around to go say hi to Jay Stiller. I think you'll really like his work if you aren't already familiar with it. And we will be back. Oh, somebody should end the prediction. Thank you. Let me do that really fast. We will be back this afternoon at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Let me end the prediction really fast. Unless I have a mod. Let's see. How do I do that? Click in prediction. Okay, choose outcome. I did 2 today, guys. I did 2. So there you are. If you voted 2, congrats. You got some points. Yeah, Kason's been doing some cool stuff too. Maybe we'll have a chance to read him eventually. But I really want to go say hi to Jay. Jay deserves all the support. And I kind of think we should maybe talk about getting Jay Stiller partnered as well. I think he super deserves it. Let's go say hi, and I will see you over there, okay, guys? And I'll see you back here at 4 p.m. If you need my socials, there you are. If you need my Discord, there it is, okay? Appreciate you all. And Thank you for helping me with the push. Let's go say hi to Jay Stiller and I'll see you over there. Oh, raid call. I knew I was forgetting something. Raid. Here's my raid call. Copy the one from Moobot if you have a cheese by your name, if you have a sub. Okay, it's that right there. If you don't have a sub, copy the other one. All right, we're about to be raided out, so